LaMonica, Bolitnikoff, Otto, Kemp for the Buffalo Bills, Cookie Gilchrist. All part of the long history, the Raiders and the Bills. And today they'll play in almost perfect conditions, about 65 degrees. There is a breeze out of the southeast, getting no higher than 10. Sunny skies here in Buffalo, New York. Last season's head coach Tom Cable fired in the offseason, replaced by former offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson. And for the Buffalo Bills, 59-year-old head coach Chan Gailey in his second season with the Bills. Flip of the coin, Buffalo won, they have deferred. And so Ryan Lindell, one of the terrific kickers in the NFL, will be booting it to Nick Miller, who is deep back. Jacoby Ford is out with an injury, and so Miller is back to retrieve it.
Great special teams in this game today between the kickers and punters for both the Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders.
Key for the Raiders today may be their deep defensive line controlling the line of scrimmage. For the Bills, are they really as good as last week when they beat Kansas City and were almost flawless? Here we go. Miller out of the end zone to the 20. It'll be first down and 10 with the touchback. The quarterback of the Oakland Raiders is Jason Campbell. He arrived to the Raiders in a trade last season after 5 years with the Washington Redskins.
And today, without some of his best wide receivers, guys who he spent most of the lockout period working out with, staying at his home in Virginia, not playing in today's game. So look for a lot of running with Darren McFadden in the game.
On the 20-yard line, first down and 10. Campbell, he's got the time. He was held by Williams. It's incomplete, looking for more. Good penetration, but all day to throw for Jason Campbell. The offensive line. Jared Valdir starts at the left tackle, perhaps the best of the Oakland linemen. They like to run left, so watch for a lot of work there by Valdir. He did a good job on Doomerville of Denver last week. And Denarius Moore gets the start. Jacoby Ford is out. In fact, the top three wide receivers for the Raiders not playing today. It's second down and 10. Campbell. And reeled in with no gain on the play. It was a good catch by Derek Hagan, who had to get it. McKelvin with the coverage. The defense now. Buffalo on the defensive line. Nose tackle Kyle Williams, a Pro Bowler a season ago. Good additions to the linebacking core. Merriman, along with former Packer Nick Barnett. If they can stay healthy, that will help the run defense. And Drayton Florence replaces the injured Terrence McGee. McGee injured a hamstring last week in Kansas City. 5 in the secondary for the Bills. Third down and 10. Screen. McFadden goes to a first, but shy. In on the stop among many, Nick Barnett. Gain of 9. They needed 10. And they got a punt to the Raiders on their first possession today.
Very interesting play calling to start this game. We're getting a screen play here, and it's the third consecutive pass play called by Hugh Jackson. You figure with so many of your top-end wide receivers and your starting tight end out of today's game, you're on the road. You got to start off running the ball, trying to take the crowd out of it.
Roscoe Parrish gets the Leckler punt back at the 15-yard line. Wants a block and gets it. He got it from Brad Smith and out to the 32-yard line. Rock Cartwright makes the stop. 56-yard punt, 16-yard return, and there is a flag on the play. Mike Carey is our referee here today in Buffalo. Officiated Super Bowl 42. In fact, last season, every member of this crew worked in the postseason. A credit to them.
During the return, a legal block in the back by the receiving team, number 38. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And that'll be on Corey McIntyre. There's a look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Salmon coming off one of the best games of his career, tying a career high with 4 touchdown passes last week in Kansas City.
Now we talk about him being efficient with the ball, and what did he tell us when we met with him on Friday? He said we have some of the best offensive weapons, wide receivers and tight ends that no one has heard of, and I think we're going to find out a lot about those weapons today.
Shane Gailey was the offensive coordinator in Kansas City. He was fired. He got the game ball last week. It meant a lot to him that the players gave him the game ball as he was seeking, although he didn't say it, a little revenge against his old team.
He was holding that emotion inside, but the players, to a man, told us they knew what it meant to go back to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs for their head coach, Shane Gailey.
6 in the secondary, first down and 10. Fred Jackson. Good stick, Tyvon Branch got a helmet on him. He led the Oakland Raiders in tackles a season ago, and it's a gain of a yard. The offensive line for the Bills, they allowed just 1 sack last week. Their play surprised some. Eric Wood, perhaps the most complete offensive line. Running back Fred Jackson ran for 112 yards against Kansas City. Wide receiver Stevie Johnson is available today. Will start battling a groin, but getting the starting nod. He'll be one of 3 receivers here for Fitzpatrick. Roscoe Parrish is in, second down and 9. Wobbly pass, incomplete. And they were looking on the play for David Nelson. He had 4 catches last week in Kansas City. A deep defensive line, and they rotate him. Richard Seymour is the signature player. Cam Wembley, the ex-Cleveland Brown, led Oakland in sacks a season ago. Love McClain in the middle, too, and Groves played at Jacksonville. Michael Huff had a groin injury out of last week's game in Denver. He starts today. That is good news for the Raider D.
And I think this game is going to be won or lost in terms of how well can the Buffalo Bills offensive line handle the Raiders defensive line. They only rush 4, 5 to block 4. If you're the Bills, you ought to win.
3rd and 9, looking into 6 defensive backs. The fingertips of Roscoe Parrish, incomplete route. Was in the vicinity, and like the Raiders before then, 3 and out for the Buffalo Bills.
And again, it was 4 rushers for the Oakland Raiders and 5 to block 4. Clean pocket for Ryan Fitzpatrick, but watch Parrish. He comes underneath. You got to make that catch. Nice throw by the quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Parrish seems to be bewildered by the fact he wasn't able to haul it in.
11-year veteran Brian Moorman will punt, and deep back is Nick Miller. Little breeze inside Ralph Wilson Stadium today. Miller on the 27, hang time of 4-6. Brought down on the play by Danny Batten. Second possession coming up for the Oakland Raiders. No score early in the game. 12-17 to play. Here comes Darren McFadden. Each team has had it once. Each team has punted.
And 2 of the best punters in the National Football League. Shane Lechler for the Raiders, Brian Moorman for the Bills, and how about the Raiders getting a plus 12 on the game. So 2 really good punters. I think it bears watching who wins the battle of field position.
It's 1st and 10 for the Oakland Raiders from their 32. McFadden. Hit once. Coming through is Chris Kelsey. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. And we were talking before the game about teams missing players. You can see some of the prominent names that are inactive today.
Yeah, if you're the Bills, you're not happy with Terrence McGee being out. He's missed a lot of time with injuries as of late. But look at the top 3 wide receivers and the starting tight end all out for the Oakland Raiders in today's game.
Campbell with a 2nd down and 10. McFadden hurdles his own blocker, then is brought down on the play by Dewan Edwards. Close to a 1st down, catch and run of about 9 to the 42.
And the Bills were expecting a run play there. There was a lot of crashing on the inside of the interior of the offensive line. They flip it out to Darren McFadden, who Hugh Jackson is calling one of the best players that he's ever coached anywhere at any time.
Spencer Johnson is now coming on the defense for the Buffalo Bills. 3rd down and 1. Quarterback keeper. It's Campbell. He scored on a touchdown run like that in Denver, and a gain of 2, and they get the first.
Darren McFadden is the guy that fuels this Raiders offense, and simply look at the week 1 start for the Oakland Raiders. 150 yards in the Monday night game against Denver, and they've had some really good running backs, including the great Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Charlie Garner, and none has had the opening day, week 1 performance like Darren McFadden had on Monday.
And he's healthy.
He is healthy, and he brings so much to the table. They have a variety of running backs, but you're going to get a steady dose of Darren McFadden because he plays so well.
1st and 10. Almost picked off Florence. Jumping right in front of Derek Hagan. 2nd and 10.
Wow. This one nearly intercepted. This is nearly a pick 6 by Drayton Florence. And the Oakland Raiders have gone 85 consecutive games. That's 5 full seasons without a quarterback throwing a pick 6. An interception return for a touchdown nearly happened just there.
There's no foul on the play. All the line action was legal. 2nd down.
Can you imagine that? Pick 6 for Drayton Florence to start off this ball game when the Raiders haven't done it in ages.
Raiders had 15 penalties, 131 yards Monday in Denver.
And something Hugh Jackson talked about, said, hey, we emphasize it, we talked about it all week. It was one of the things that sort of gave them a sour taste in their mouth in that Monday night victory.
2nd down and 10. McFadden. Not much there. All kinds of guys making the stop. Bottom of the pile, Andre Davis. Nick Barnett was there. Merriman, it's a gain of a yard.
Well, the Buffalo Bills, when you go into their building, you talk to Chan Gailey. He says, our number 1 thing we wanted to accomplish in the offseason, where we had to get better, was our run defense, where they ranked dead last in the National Football League 1 year ago. Look at the passion Nick Barnett is bringing to this team.
His motor never stops. Campbell looks in the 6 defensive backs. 3rd down and 9. Here they come. Incomplete. Looking for Hagan. Coverage on the play by Aaron Williams and Kelsey, among others, coming through for the Buffalo Bills with pressure.
Oh, it's immediate pressure. They are getting after this Raiders offensive line. Watch Kelsey come off the left corner and watch him close to the quarterback. And so if you're Jason Campbell, you can't step into that throw, which makes the ball sail high and off of its intended target.
Eckler to punt for his 2nd time. Parrish, fair caught, 14-yard line. That's a punt of 41 yards. Eckler had a 77-yarder last week. 2nd look here at the quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Buffalo Bills, when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Always spectacular Niagara Falls, not far from Buffalo.
The Maid of the Mist. I was on that ride this summer. Couldn't you believe I went into the mouth of Niagara Falls?
And I see you made it.
Yeah, I made it. I survived.
Made it through. Here's a 2nd possession now from the 15-yard line. Quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick from Harvard. Jackson picking and poking his way, not a whole lot there. Hit on the play by Tommy Kelly on a gain of 1. Well, fans, a reminder, keep up with the NFL when you're on the go. The NFL's mobile apps are all new for the 2011 season. Go to NFL.com/mobile to learn more. 2nd down and 9. Ryan Fitzpatrick, a vote of confidence from this organization to give him the starting quarterback job heading into this year.
He said the team talked with him before the lockout, said they would draft a 15-year starter if they were available in the draft, but they didn't mind moving forward with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Jackson, big hole. Checks it on the move. Chased by Branch. Out of bounds at about the 50. Galloping for 34. First down, Buffalo.
Well, we talk about Fred Jackson, what he meant to this offense, blue-collar work ethic. Now, running is about angles. Now, stop it there. The ability to cut back here away from the traffic and helpers on defense allows him to gain even extra yards once you get to the second level. And I think Fred Jackson does it as well as any running back in the NFL. We said that he would be a potent weapon in this spread offense.
5 defensive backs. First down and 10 for Fitzpatrick. Jackson again. He's led him in rushing the last couple of years. Brought down on the play by Quentin Groves and a loss of a yard on the play.
You know, going back to the Bills, everyone expected them to take a quarterback in the 2011 draft. They knew they had Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the things that they knew they had in them that they couldn't necessarily get in a rookie quarterback is the high football IQ, someone who understands the offense, who can help players around them understand what's expected of them. But Chan Gailey says, hey, this guy knows defense, he knows protections, he knows coverage. Guess if you're a Harvard graduate, it helps you to hold on to your job as an NFL quarterback.
It does. Second down and 11. Spiller is wide with Jackson. Underneath, C.J. Spiller. He's tackled by Michael Huff. Little catch and run down to the 45-yard line of about 6 yards.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick, talk about the high football IQ. He has a high IQ anyway. Brains and bronze. How about some of these athletes in the 4 major sports, whether it's football, baseball, hockey, and how about Shane Battier? You remember him, the Duke graduate with a 3.5 grade point average. But look at that SAT score, 1580. For Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That was when the SAT perfect score was 1,600. Now it's like a 2,400.
It's a 2,400. You and I have kids in college. We should know that, right?
The bank account does. I know that. Third down and 5. Fitzpatrick. Nice catch by Nelson. He's got a first down. He's to the 39, picks up 6 to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Kevin, Boomer said let Mark Sanchez loose, Danny. That's what he has to do. Play action pass right here. You can't cover a perfect throw. That was a perfect throw to Santonio Holmes. 17 yards and a touchdown. Jets up 9 by 9. That's because they added a safety as well. Kevin Harley, Solomon Wilcox.
Good start right there. Holmes, a former Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez can get hot. I think he just needs to balance it out, be more consistent. I love Mark Sanchez.
There's Spiller on 1st and 10. Lost his balance. You see the flag. He was tripped up in the backfield. Looked like maybe Jarvis Moss got a hand on his foot. I did that game in Denver on Monday night, Solomon. A lot of penalties in that game between the Broncos and Raiders, most of them on Hugh Jackson's Raiders.
A little crackback block. Number 19 of the Osmonds. It's a 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Wide receiver, Donald Jones.
You know, we talk about the penalties and the ability to overcome them. It's part of what the Raiders do. And just take a look. I think there's the tripping play right there.
Sometimes you wonder if all those penalties take the opponent kind of out of their rhythm, out of their game frame.
And that's what Chan Gailey talked about. He said, we can't play their game. We can't get caught up into all of the things that happen after the whistle. And so they plan on playing a straight game. Let's see if they can maintain their discipline.
Spiller remains 1st and 25 for Fitzpatrick. Complete. Going for Stevie Johnson. Coverage on the play by Stanford Routes. To New York again and James Brown.
Hey, Kevin, I know it's only one drive, but Cam Newton looking good, Danny.
Oh, yeah, and on the opening drive, he finds Brandon LaFell for the touchdown. Cam Newton was 6 for 7 for 90 yards. JB, the kid looks good.
And a rejuvenated Steve Smith with 2 catches on that one as well. Kevin Harlan, Solomon Wilcox.
How about his 400-yard passing game last week?
I think very impressive, whether you're any quarterback, even a veteran quarterback, but for your rookie debut in the NFL to throw for over 400 yards, simply remarkable.
Spiller and Jackson, both receivers on 2nd down and 25. Michael Huff again is there to make the tackle for the Raiders. That goes to Donald Jones. He picks up 2. He's up to the 48.
All right, we can already see that Ryan Fitzpatrick is determined to use whatever player he deems to be open. There are these 5 or 6 guys that he can spread the ball around to. They feel that there are an emerging group of players at the wide receiver position that are set to explode. Donald Jones is one of them.
Six in the secondary, 3rd and 23, 8th play of this Buffalo drive. He wants to throw. Brad Smith, chased by Huff, the former college quarterback at Missouri. Tackled by Rolando McClain. Loss of 6 on the play. They got a punt.
Well, I got to tell you, I think that he had some players open. And I think let it roll from here because the 2 bottom wide receivers, one's going to run a 9, the other a 7. Okay, now stop it right there. See, boom. See, you have 2 guys in the same area, and that's why he held on to the ball. Now watch the 7 route comes open, and then he should have pulled the trigger. But 2 guys in the same area forced him to hold on to it.
Mormon to Nick Miller on the 17-yard line.
Miller on the return.
Out to about the 30, 12-yard return, 41-yard punt. Jason Campbell and the Raiders get it again in a scoreless game here in Buffalo. Two possessions for the Bills, punting each time, same for the Raiders. We just saw that highlight of Cam Newton for the Panthers throwing a touchdown pass against Green Bay.
It's official. The NFL is a passing league. Look at week 1, 14 quarterbacks had 300 yards passing or more. Cam Newton, 422 passing yards in his NFL debut. And then Tom Brady comes back and tops that in the Monday night game, 517 yards against Miami. These are 2 former AFL teams, and I think teams have been throwing the ball even more since the 1970 merger.
First down and 10, and Darren McFadden. Calvin couldn't get him. Flags is there to knock him out of bounds. Good looking run to the 42-yard line. Pick up a 14 for McFadden. First down for the Raiders.
Oh, it's Darren McFadden. His speed coming off the corner. And what did the Bills tell us they want to do? They want to set the edge. And Sean Merriman, 56, he did not set the edge on that play. It's his job to contain it, turn it back into his help defenders. You allow McFadden to get outside, he's going to pick up a first down and move the chains.
Tywan Jones is an extra receiver here. First and 10. And this is Jones. He's a rookie. Brought down by Leotis McKelvin. Jones out of Eastern Washington. 4th-round pick. It's a gain of 4. He'll take the ball to the 46 in Entertainment Weekly, People Magazine, and USA Today all pick Two Broke Girls as one of TV's best new shows. It'll premiere tomorrow after 2.5 Men right here on CBS.
Kevin, we were talking about it being a passing league, and 2 former AFL teams, the Oakland Raiders, Buffalo Bills, 52 years now playing football, and this is one of those great rivalries also between 2 former AFL teams.
Second down and 6, the pitch out to McFadden. Runs well, picking up 5, almost tripped over his own feet to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we showed you earlier, Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams, they're locking it up in the middle of this offensive line. But look at, there's yards to be had getting on the perimeter and to the outside. And so if the Buffalo Bills are going to improve on that last-ranked run defense from 1 year ago, they got to not only be stout in the middle at the point of attack, but they got to secure the edges against a talented back like Darren McFadden.
Nick Barnett made that last tackle. Here's a 3rd down and 1. Michael Bush is in the game for the first time. Other quarterback keeper. That'll be tight. 47-yard line. Good push there by Buffalo. Spencer Johnson, among many on that Bills front wall. Bills with new uniforms this season, new helmets.
Take a look and see if they get across that line there. I think he may have just made it. I think he's going to get the first down here.
Barnett had a hand in it. 4th down and an inch. He did not get the first down.
Oh, they didn't give it to him, and Hugh Jackson is not happy with the spot.
1:28 to play here in the first quarter. Now the Raiders with the decision. They're going to bring the chains out to get a more accurate measurement. Hugh Jackson wanted that. It was interesting in talking to Jackson yesterday, and you've already alluded to it in our broadcast about how much support the team is. You can see he's short by half the length of a football. How much support he is getting from the players to a man. All the big names say they're glad he's here.
Yeah, Richard Seymour, guys on defense, guys on offense where Hugh Jackson is coaching. They said there's just a tremendous change. He's tremendously positive, but yet he still knows how to challenge players to come out and practice hard and then come out and play hard. And I think many of the players, Richard Seymour pointed out that he noticed it right away. The time is ticking off the clock. They're going to have to get this one snapped in a hurry.
Carrington is coming on the Buffalo defensive line, 4th and inches. McFadden. Oh, he's got it. First down right there. Gain of 4. Barnett makes the stop to the 44. First down, Oakland. Well, he was hit by his own teammate, was Barnett. Gets up a little bit shakily.
Yeah, Darren McFadden has fueled the offense so far. We said he can run it and catch it, whether it's on screen plays and converting third downs into first down, or whether it's hitting the outside lane and turning on that speed. Right now, he's given this offense some balance. It's the first time they've been able to move it on their 3rd possession of the game.
Already on this drive, he's on a 14-yard run. Here's a 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 44. Campbell going deep and incomplete. He was looking for rookie Denarius Moore out of Tennessee. Coverage on the play by Wilson.
When you're a young receiver, you got to know, keep running. Now watch the hesitation by Moore. Okay, now, see, keep running. Don't look back for the ball. See, he's just 1 foot away. Had he kept running, I think he would have been able to close on that ball. Young wide receivers have to learn, even when you're covered, you continue to press down the field and continue to run. The ball could be coming, and if you try to jump start it in mid-route, you won't have enough speed to catch up.
And a good job there by Leotis McKelvin as well. 2nd down and 10. This is McFadden weaving his way. Good stop in the play by Andre Davis. There's a gain of 7 to the Buffalo Bill 37-yard line.
Nice running by Darren McFadden. We talked to the Oakland Raiders. We said it at the open, Kevin. We said, hey, how are you guys going to respond after coming off the Monday night game? Very short week, traveling cross country to Buffalo. And Hugh Jackson said, hey, we don't make excuses. These are the kind of games we have to win.
So the Oakland Raiders, the first quarter is winding down and now ended, moving the ball into Buffalo territory at the end of 1. Still scoreless.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. All together now. And by the 2011 GMC Sierra. This truck month, there is no better time to trade up to the best Sierra.
We begin the second quarter with the Raiders on the move at the Buffalo 37. You see the penalties from last week and compared to today.
Yeah, starting a clean game, something that's been emphasized, and so far we're seeing improvement.
It is 3rd down and 3. Campbell for Moore. Battles McKelvin. What a catch by the rookie at the 16-yard line. A catch of 20 yards. Denarius Moore out of Tennessee. 1st and 10 Raiders.
I thought this ball was going to be overthrown and intercepted, but Moore didn't quit on this one. He went up and takes the ball away from Leotis McKelvin. McKelvin even thought he had an interception. You can see he's disgusted. But what a play made by the rookie, Denarius Moore. You have to compete for the ball, and he did on that play.
Here's McFadden on 1st and 10. Williams in there along with Merriman. Running on the stop down to the 13-yard line and a gain of 4.
What a nice completion by Jason Campbell. You know, most of his plays have been, of the short variety. Last week, the Monday night game against Denver, 9 of his 13 completions were for 10 yards or less. And on that play, deciding to go up top to earn some yards.
10th play of the drive. 2nd down and 6. McFadden bangs his way into Nick Barnett. It's a gain of 3, and he's to the 10 of the Bills.
Now inside the red zone. And when you're on the road, I really do believe you have to run the ball. Try to take the crowd out of it. And right now, everyone here at the stadium starting to sort of sit down a little bit. Hugh Jackson knows how to take a crowd out of the game, something they did well in the Monday night game by running the football in Denver.
It's 3rd down and 3. It's caught. Schillens leaning to the 1. Hit by Florence. Tackled by Bird. Gain of 9. 1st and goal. Oakland Raiders.
Schilling's not expected to start the game today, but he's a big receiver, 6'4", 225 pounds, imposing in the middle. Look, yards after the catch, tough to tackle by Florence and Bird. After contact, still moving forward, nearly scored the touchdown.
He's missed a lot of time over the years because of injury.
He's battled some injuries, and they've been telling us for the last 2 years that Chad Schilling is ready to have a breakout game, have a really good career in Oakland.
Gordon and Bush in the eye. Gordon is a tight end, and Bush has stood up with no gain on the play. So 2nd down and goal.
Got to tell you, this Buffalo Bills defensive line, they're not easy to knock off the ball. Marcel Darius, Kyle Williams, Dewan Edwards. Look, they're winning at the point of attack. Andre Davis, and there's Nick Barnett. The 2 inside linebackers swarming to plug their holes. Great fits up front on that defensive line. Dave Wannstedt has come over as an assistant head coach, and all these guys are talking about the impact that he's made on their defense.
They call Michael Bush the closer. He's in now, 2nd down and goal. 13th play of the drive. Reese in motion. Good fake. They were diving Bush. They were looking perhaps for Myers. Almost looked like Campbell threw it away.
They were looking for Myers. Give Jarius Byrd the credit. Number 31. He jammed Myers, didn't allow the free release. And because of the pressure, yeah, Campbell did do the right thing and throw that away. Can't take a sack here on the play. And now on 3rd and goal, see what they're able to come away with.
Bruce Campbell has come in as an extra offensive lineman, tackle eligible. 3rd and goal at the 2.
Neutral zone infraction on the defense. The nose guard jumped into the neutral zone, causing a reaction by an adjacent offensive player. Half the distance to the goal, still 3rd down.
Take a look at it. You get movement right there. That's the neutral zone infraction. And so the Raiders, who had several false starts in that Monday night game against Denver, they're showing some improvement, showing that they're winning the battle of discipline so far in this game.
Here's on ex-Oakland practice squad player, Kellen Hurd. 3rd and goal at the 1. The tight end Gordon will escort Bush into the end zone. Raider touchdown. Long drive by Oakland. 1-yard touchdown run.
You said it. Bush is the closer and the finisher. They'll use Darren McFadden to get him into this position, and then they'll use the big body of Michael Bush to power it in. And so the run game and the offensive line for the Oakland Raiders now starting to make their presence felt in this game.
I mentioned Gordon. He's a rookie out of Miami, was leading the way. Here is Sebastian Janikowski with the extra point. 14-play drive. And 7-0 Oakland. Big plays on that drive. McFadden had a run for 20. Moore caught a pass right there for 20. Schillens to the 1. Bush to Peters. Michael Bush with a 1-yard touchdown run. Long 14-play drive. They converted a couple third and shorts on that drive, the most significant of which was a 20-yard pass to the rookie Moore. So Janikowski will be kicking off for the Oakland Raiders. Against Denver last week, he tied an NFL record with a 63-yard field goal. And the kickoff, we had 5 touchbacks in that game. Drives Smith to the back of the end zone. So down 7-0, it'll be Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Buffalo offense back out onto the field. Well, Thursday on CBS, CYTV Guide calls Person of Interest a must-see mystery. Emmy Award winner Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel star in Person of Interest. Airing Thursday only on CBS. Touchdown drive of 14 plays by the Raiders. Ensuing kickoff, touchback, 1st and 10. And a little run by Fred Jackson. Tackle is made by John Henderson. There's no gain on the play. Jackson, as we mentioned before, undrafted years ago out of Coe College in Iowa.
Yeah, he said it all began for him. He had an understanding that maybe he could become a player when he was the last player drafted when he went over to play over in NFL Europe. But he made the team. He became a star on that team, and he felt like, you know what, there is a chance that I could become something. This guy has worked relentlessly, beating out other running backs to become the primary weapon in this offense.
Second down and 10. Incomplete. Looking for Stevie Johnson. And they had Giordano on the coverage along with Chris Johnson.
We've now seen a couple of balls go off the hand of some of these intended receivers. You can see right there, yet tight coverage by Chris Johnson on Stevie Johnson. And these are some really good corners. And I think if you're going to be the wide receivers for the Bills, you expect to make some catches, you're going to have to do it with a Oakland Raider defender right in your hip. They play very tight man-to-man coverage.
Now 5 in the secondary for the Raiders. They played the entire game with 5 or 6 defensive backs. 3rd down and 10. Fitzpatrick deep and picked off. Intercepted by Stanford Routt. The game's first turnover to the 35 of the Buffalo Bills.
It's a high-low over to the left side, and watch the shorter receiver. See right here, they expecting him to go there, but they go behind him, and then Stanford Routt just folds right in underneath Stevie Johnson. This is just great heads-up play and what we call route recognition. And then the pressure in the face of the quarterback, Fitzpatrick has to cut it loose. So they were expecting the coverage to bite on that shorter receiver on Donald Jones, but Routt undercut the deeper route and was able to pick it off. So good heads-up play in the secondary by the Raiders.
From the Buffalo 34, 1st and 10. Campbell on the screws to the 18-yard line. Grabbed by Hagan. 16-yard pickup. That is a 1st down for the Oakland Raiders.
And the Raiders come out after getting the turnover, something they've been harping on all offseason. Then they don't run it. They come out throwing the ball, getting it to Hagan, even without their top 3 wide receivers and their starting tight end. They're on the march looking to take a 14-point lead in the ball game.
Hagan was the leading Oakland receiver in the preseason. He missed a year a couple years ago. He's out of football. Here's a 1st and 10 again for Campbell. Marcel Reese brought down on the play by George Wilson. Gain of 6 on the play there for Oakland.
Yeah, we mentioned top 3 wide receivers out for the Raiders. How do you supplement losing some of those weapons? Hugh Jackson understands that the fullback, I should say, Marcel Reese, former wide receiver in college. You saw him out at the wide receiver position there, catching the ball in space.
2nd down and 4. McFadden piercing the left side. Florence got a hand on him near the 6. Gain of 6. That's a 1st down for Oakland. 1st and goal to go again for the Oakland Raiders.
And now if you're the Buffalo Bills, someone has to make a play. Their defense played so well getting the turnovers in the early portion of the game in Kansas City 1 week ago. And right now they need a stop. They need to be able to take the ball away, or better yet, force maybe a field goal by the Oakland Raiders and not allow them into the end zone.
It's first and goal at the 6. Fadden out of Arkansas. Running right in there and grabbed by Darius, the number 1 pick out of Alabama. It is a gain of 2 to the 4.
All right, Darius, it takes 2 to block a book. Watch this hit. Wow.
He's a load, huh?
He not only hit him, he fell on him. They allowed 16 touchdown drives under 50 yards, most in the National Football League 1 year ago.
Second down and goal just inside the 5. This is McFadden. Nice block by Wisniewski. Touchdown. Wisniewski steering his player in. McFadden went out. In from 5. 13-0 Raiders.
Now watch Nick Barnett, number 50. He's going to shoot the gap, but can't make the tackle right there. And then once you get on the edge, the speed of Darren McFadden is enough to get to the end zone. He said yesterday when we talked to him, it is my job to make that first defender miss, and he made Nick Barnett whiff on that play.
Raiders cash in on the Fitzpatrick interception. Stanford route made it. Janikowski will try to tack on one more. A little over 8 minutes to play in the first half. 14-0 Oakland. McFadden in from 5. Raiders cash in. Timeout. Routes interception sets up a McFadden touchdown run. He had a breakout season a year ago, and he was healthy from start to finish for the most part.
Absolutely, and I think Hugh Jackson has tailored an offense suited to his abilities and his running style, and that's what you want from a coach. You take the players you got and help them produce.
And the subsequent kickoff by Janikowski, and again, it'll be Brad Smith, who is the second-ranked return man a season ago in kickoffs for the Jets to the back of the end zone. So here's Fitzpatrick off an interception back out there for Buffalo.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. E-Trade. Investing Unleashed. And by KFC Popcorn Chicken. Today tastes so good.
That's how they make the wings at the famed Anchor Bar here in Buffalo. As you take a look at some of the numbers, we've got a 14-0 Oakland Raider lead. 8:08 to play here in the second quarter. Fitzpatrick threw an interception the last time here with the touchback on the Janikowski kickoff. First down and 10. Screen, Parrish. Nice blocking ahead. Brought down by Giordano on catch and run to the 36, 16-yard pickup and some breathing space for the Bills.
Yeah, they needed the breathing space because the Bills' 4 drives have averaged a start of 18 yards. And so this is what I believe they need to do. Quick passes. I believe they need to speed up the tempo of the game and get the ball into the hands of their speedy wide receiver, Roscoe Parrish being one of them. But when they hit them, they got to catch it. We've seen already 2 drop balls by the wide receivers for the Bills.
Into the nickel, first and 10. Stevie Johnson. Giordano and Chris Johnson catch up with him to the 45, 19-yard pickup. Good catch by Johnson, an emerging player on this team.
We said they needed to speed it up, coming from the right side of your screen, slanting across the middle of the field, some separation between Chris Johnson and the intended receiver, Stevie Johnson. And this is exactly what they need to do, I think, to negate that powerful pass rush of the Oakland Raiders defensive line and try to just get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the hands of your receivers. See if they can create yards after the catch.
Brad Smith is in the slot here, bottom of your screen, first down and 10. Fred Jackson. Like Shaughnessy was riding him out there to the defensive secondary on a gain of 4 to the 40. And they're looking at Roscoe Parrish.
Well, Roscoe's not a real big guy, 5'9", 175 pounds, but he's expected to be able to catch it and run it. And you have to wonder, this is right there. Look at that. He's limping.
Cramp, or is that something pulled?
Without contact. Don't want to guess at it, but, you know, it's one of those deals that we've seen a lot of those non-contact injuries.
Smith in the slot atop your screen. Second down, long 5. Out here to Stevie Johnson. Hit by Chris Johnson and Shaughnessy. Picks up 8 on 2nd down and 5. A first down to the Raider 32. And coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, James Brown, Dan Marino, Boomer Esiason, Coach Bill Cowher, and Chris Jenkins subbing in for our Shannon Sharp. Scores, highlights, and news. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Shannon is in Denver for his Hall of Fame ring ceremony. Well deserved. First and 10. Good-looking drive here in the wake of 14 quick points by the Raiders.
Yeah, quick passing by Ryan Fitzpatrick has the Bills offense on the move.
Jackson. And a gain of 2 on the play. Yeah, they almost played a flawless game, did the Bills, last week in Kansas City. I think a lot of people were wondering, what did we see last week? Is that what's going to characterize this team this year?
Yeah, they have to play, I think, smart. There is no doubt. I think Chan Gailey understands that his team is a little bit limited in terms of the overall talent to be a dominant team. So, his play calling is going to have to be meticulously perfect and then flawless execution. The one turnover by Ryan Fitzpatrick has led 7 points by the Raiders.
6 defensive backs, 2nd down and 8. A lot of pressure, right on the money. It's caught on the play by Stevie Johnson. The tackle by DeMarcus Van Dyke. It's a gain of 7. And they're to the 23. Oh, and looks like Van Dyke is up and a flag has been thrown. Van Dyke, a rookie for Miami.
12 men on the defensive side of the ball. The 5-yard penalty.
Well, we're talking about last week, Chan Gailey returning to Kansas City, where he served as the offensive coordinator in 2008. 364 total yards for the offense, 5 touchdowns, 4 through the air for Fitzpatrick, 41 points.
Yeah, in 2009, when Todd Haley took over as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, Chan Gailey was his then offensive coordinator. And just before the start of the regular season, long after the preseason games had been played, he replaced Chan Gailey with himself as the offensive coordinator. 1 year later, they bring in Charlie Weiss, and now Bill Muir is the offensive coordinator. You have the Wildcat coming in with Brad Smith.
2nd down and 2. Brad Smith stiff-arms his way into the tackle of Quentin Groves, who's got the first down. He's to the 17-yard line, picks up 7.
We told you we were going to see Brad Smith and that Wildcat. Watch how they were able to get around the edge. And once you secure the edge, it's a race to the first down marker. Quentin Groves gets him out of bounds. And everyone said that Brad Smith is faster than you think, and he's a stronger runner than you think.
And it's interesting because Chan Gailey, back when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, coached Cordell Stewart. So he's used to this Wildcat stuff. 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick to the end zone. On a deflection, caught but out of bounds. What a great defensive play by Rolando McClain, the middle linebacker out of Alabama.
McClain is a former first-round pick. Watch him in the middle over to the bottom left corner of your screen. Look at him. He finds the ball. Is able to get his head around and find the ball and to keep David Nelson from making the catch. Nelson almost catches it, but not until he's out of bounds.
Good play by Nelson, but just not in bounds. It's 2nd down and 10. Jackson. A couple guys in there along with Jerome Boyd on a meager gain of 3, and they'll put him at the 14-yard line. So on this drive, they've had a catch and run of 16 by Parrish and 19-yard catch and run for Stevie Johnson.
Yeah, and when you talk about Fred Jackson, as you saw him finish off that run there, on every run, he's so difficult to get off his feet. He's so difficult to tackle with excellent balance and always falling forward. You could see Urbick, I think, is down, the offensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills.
Urbick had a couple starts last year, full-time starter this year. We have an injury timeout with the Bills on the move. Urbick is left. They rolled up on his left ankle. Taking his place, Chad Reinhardt. Their right guard. 3rd down and 7. Good block by Jackson. Close to a first down. Close and a gain of 7 on the play for the Bills.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, after throwing the interception, picked off by Stanford route, changing up the pace and the speed. Quick passes to his wide receivers. Roscoe Parrish getting the ball out to Stevie Johnson. You see they're on the move, knocking on the door right now inside the red zone. Let's see if they picked up another first down. I think this was going to be just a little bit short, Kevin.
Good catch by David Nelson, coming off a 4-reception, 66-yard performance last week in Kansas City. He's had 2 catches in this game, both on third down, as the little-known Nelson.
Nelson is a do-it-all player for this football team. There's no doubt about it. He blocks in the running game. You'll often see him lined up in the backfield, even though he's a tight end.
There are a lot of players on this offense for the Bills, like Nelson, and Chandler, the tight end. Little-known players that Chan Gailey has really attached himself to.
Oh, absolutely, and there you can see Nelson. Now watch this tackle. Great tackle by Huff. Bends him back, not allowing him to hit that first down mark. And had he just fallen forward, just even by a hair, he would have had the first down.
So it's 4th down. They do not get the first, and they'll try for 3. Just before halftime, it's a good-looking drive by the Bills. They had a 16-yard catch and run by Parrish, 19-yard catch and run by Stevie Johnson. This will be a 25-yard field goal by Ryan Lindell. And the Bills are on the board. So the fans wanted them to go for it on 4th and short. Chan Gailey elects for 3, 2:22 to play in the first half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FedEx. FedEx does more than shipping. FedEx, solutions that matter. And by Viagra.
Well, we began our broadcast today talking about the great AFL rivalry, these 2 original teams. Ralph Wilson is not here today. First missed home game in 52 years. At 92 years of age, Al Davis is not here as well. Ralph Wilson broke his hip, and so he's recuperating back at his home in Michigan. And Mr. Davis is watching out in Northern California. We wish them a very warm hello, and the game just isn't quite the same when these 2 legends in the history of the NFL, but certainly the AFL aren't with us.
Oh, you talk about the growth of the National Football League. Both men being Hall of Famers play a role in it. There's no doubt about it. We talked about the increase in passing. I think the AFL and its merger with the NFL has helped with it.
Ryan Lindell to Nick Miller. He was tripped up on the play. 16-yard return. Ruvel Martin bounced all over the NFL is the guy to make the stop on Nick Miller. There's a look at Jason Campbell. He's had a very nice game today. Raiders have scored the last 2 times they've had the ball.
And this is where, as a quarterback, I think you've got to be able to stay on the field. You can see the first 4 possessions by the Oakland Raiders. 2 were punts, but then he's been able to turn those other 2 possessions into touchdown. The last coming off a Buffalo turnover. But now this is where you give your defense some rest. They just came off the field at the very long 10-play, 72-yard drive. You want to give them rest by converting third downs into first downs and hopefully putting more points on the board.
All 3 timeouts from the 18. First down and 10 yards to go for Campbell. McFadden, not a whole lot there. Kelsey among a couple. Making the stop along with George Wilson on a gain of a yard. I know that in talking to the Raiders yesterday, this theme about being the bully, being physical is kind of their theme this year.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We'll talk about that more when we come back, because Hugh Jackson certainly wants this team to play with a certain tempo and a certain attitude.
Buffalo takes the timeout. That'll be their first. Violence, play with an edge, kind of the old Raider way.
Well, and that is the old Raider way. As you take a look at Chan Gailey, the Raiders were always used to intimidating people, always used to bullying people around. That's what Hugh Jackson wants. They were used to winning a lot of ball games. And now he says, but, you know, it's a different league. You can play very physical and very tough, but you have to really be very cautious about penalties. And so he says it's a different league, so we've got to learn to be tough, but we've got to be smart.
5 defensive backs, 2nd down and 9. Screen to McFadden. Blockers ahead. Weaving his way for a 1st down. Brought down on the play by Berg. 16-yard catch and run to the 35. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Buffalo. There's your reigning AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, Sebastian Janikowski, a 63-yarder Monday in Denver. You just saw the target line where they're trying to go. Raiders 3 timeouts. 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Bush was in the backfield, going deep for more. What a catch! He beats Leotis McKelvin, flying down the sideline. Markham at the 23, hauls it in on a 42-yard throw from Campbell.
Well, Moore is a speedster, and he runs an excellent route to the outside. It's just a 9 route, which we call a go route, where you get vertically down the football field. And watch as he comes outside, he's not going to get so close to the out-of-bound marker that when he catches it, he's out of bounds. He's 3 yards away from the sideline. That's the target line for quarterback and wide receiver. He gets beyond Leotis McKelvin. Then when he catches it, he can fade away from the ball. That's why you leave yourself some space. 3 yards from that out-of-bound marker, and then fade away as the ball comes in, and you can keep some separation between you and the defender. So just an excellent route run that time by Denarius Moore.
Well, Moore is a rookie out of Tennessee, finishing in Tennessee history as number 7 in receiving yards all time. He's a kid from Texas. He was a Texas high school track champion in the 110-meter hurdles. It's no surprise the Raiders might go for that. They have the fastest players at the last 3 combines on this team. And here is a great example of that. High school point guard, averaged 20 points a game, great athlete. That time he got McKelvin, and what a gain of 42.
Didn't you say Hugh Jackson knows how to use the talent that he has? You go deep, young man.
He does. Good throw by Campbell, too, from the 23 of the Bills. 1st and 10, Michael Bush. Out of Louisville. Big hole for Bush. Rumbling down to the 1. Almost got in. 22-yard burst. 1st and goal, Raiders.
Excellent play call. Now watch the defenders. Everyone just up the field. They part like the Red Sea. It's a delayed draw play to Bush, and he is a lumbering big body. And boy, do they have some big, physical, strong players on this Oakland Raiders football team. And we talk about using your talent that you have. We see McFadden hitting the edges, but you see Bush hitting it up the middle, nearly scoring its 2nd touchdown of the game.
How about this? The Raiders started at their 18. A catch and run of 16 by McFadden. A 42-yard pass to Moore. A 22-yard romp by Bush. Right up the gut. 1st and goal, Raiders.
I love to see the head coach over there talking to the wide receivers, particularly on a goal line play. Because when I'm a defensive back playing in a game, I see a head coach talking to his wide receivers on a goal line play. You think they're going to run the ball or throw it?
The way they've already got 2 rushing touchdowns today. Bush from a yard away, 5-yard touchdown run by McFadden.
It's amazing. I love it. If I'm a defensive back for the Buffalo Bills, I got to be paying attention to what's going on the Oakland Raiders sideline. Then I got to go and tell everyone in my huddle, alert pass on the play. He was conferencing with way too many wide receivers for it to be a run play on the goal line.
Higgins, Shillings, and Moore will be the receivers. Bush is in the backfield, 1st and goal. Quarterback sneaking, that is a touchdown. Campbell's 2nd of the season. Same quarterback sneak he did in Denver on Monday, squeezing in 20-3 the Raiders.
Okay, Hugh Jackson is smarter than I am. He did it as a decoy. Am I right?
Yeah.
And just a really good play because they're hugging up against the goal line, and quarterback sneak behind that offensive line. The big body of Jason Campbell just powers it in for an easy touchdown.
So Campbell, who was demoted 2 times last season when he joined the Raiders on a trade with the Washington Redskins. And here is Janikowski with another point, 21-3 Oakland. 3 rushing touchdowns by the Raiders. First of all, they get Moore for 42. Bush up the middle for 22. Then the quarterback with the keeper. Welcome back to Orchard Park, New York. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Boomer, Coach Cowher, and Chris Jenkins for the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report from our CBS studios in New York. I asked you before the game started, you like this Raider team coming off an 8-8 season a year ago?
I do like them because they have always been a talented team, and I think they're even more talented, and they're very well coached. I believe under Hugh Jackson, a new group of defensive coaches coming over to help this team. You can put in more when you have 3 wide receivers out, and then the rookie comes in and makes some big plays so far in this game.
Janikowski kicks it out of the end zone. There's Hugh Jackson, offensive coordinator with Atlanta and the Redskins, and last year with the Raiders.
Yeah, he didn't just come out of nowhere. There's a guy that helped groom Joe Flacco as a quarterback coach when Joe Flacco was just a rookie in Baltimore. He finished up in Atlanta when Bob Petrino had quit. He and others stayed to help that offense kind of grow. And, you know, I think he comes to the Raiders. And remember last year they had back-to-back game where they had over 500 yards in total offense. I think even Al Davis saw something in the young Hugh Jackson where he can lead the football team.
Reinhardt, by the way, still playing that right guard after the injury to Urban. 6 in the secondary for the Raiders. Buffalo first down and 10. Fitzpatrick. Right on the money. Outside he goes to Donald Jones. And that's a gain of 8 yards. Out of bounds. Clock at 1:18. Buffalo with 2 timeouts. Rout knocked him out of play.
Well, everyone sort of blushed this offseason when Stanford Rout was awarded a new contract. They were like, are you kidding me? It's Stanford Rout. But I have numbers to show that he is one of the emerging cornerbacks in the National Football League. I think the Raiders knew what they had in Stanford Rout and didn't hesitate to pay him.
Jackson is atop your screen. The running back now is a receiver on 2nd down and 2. There he's got a receiver. Good looking catch by Stevie Johnson. The ball is free. The Raiders have jumped on it. And a flag thrown. Want to figure out on this play, and they're discussing it now.
Got to hold on to that one. He was certainly hit very hard. Ball did come out. I think they're going to just decide if they're going to rule it as a catch and possession of the ball before it hit the ground.
It's a 27-yard pickup as it stands now to the 46-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Mike Carey and his crew on the field.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. After the pass is incomplete, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Oakland, the safety, helmet-to-helmet contact on a defensive receiver. That's 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic.
Tyvon Branch.
Yeah, they're calling it Tyvon Branch. Now, let's see if it's helmet-to-helmet. He's certainly in a defenseless position. And there's the helmet-to-helmet contact. It was what jarred the ball loose. But certainly helmet-to-helmet contact, these are the kind of hits that the National Football League has spent a lot of time trying to educate the players we have to stay away from. And you can see Johnson was certainly defenseless. Tyvon Branch had a shot on him, and I know Tyvon Branch wanted to hit him hard enough to jar the ball loose. Now you can still do that, but you can't have helmet-to-helmet contact.
First down and 10. Underneath, dropped. That's the kid who was just picked up this week, Ruvell Martin. He was just added. He was cut just before the regular season and brought back in when Marcus Easley was put on the IR.
Yeah, and Martin's got to make that catch because he was uncovered. He was open. He would have been able to run after the catch. And so we saw him put one on the ground. And quite frankly, Stevie Johnson had that one caught on the hard hit by Branch. And if he holds on to it, then the Bills are going to have themselves a big play.
Six in the secondary, 2nd down and 10. Pounds it inside, David Nelson. The 48 from behind, tackled by Rolando McClain. That's a gain of 9 to the 48.
McClain, for a big guy, moves very well in the middle of his defense, tackles well in the open field against smaller players.
And this is the quarterback taking it himself down to the 42, picks up the first down. Buffalo with 2 timeouts, gain of 5, and a timeout by the Bills. With 44 seconds to play before halftime here in Orchard Park. Just before halftime, the Buffalo Bills on the move. A timeout remaining. They're at the Oakland Raider 42-yard line.
And I think they've got to try to come away with some points here. Obviously, take a shot at the end zone. At least come away with a field goal as they inch ever so close to field goal position. If you're Chan Gailey, you know you want something in this final 44 seconds. Try to put some points on the board. Get your team in at halftime and talk about getting back to doing some of the things they did well in the first half. Quick passing by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ball in the belly of Fred Jackson, but they have to play better on defense.
For the Buffalo timeout, 1st and 10. Jackson. McClain couldn't bring him down. Got a block. Corkscrews to the 30. 12-yard catch and run. Branch got him. Gonna have to clock it here. First down and 10. And he's got his receiver, and this time it's David Nelson. He picks up 9. He's down to the Oakland Raider 21. I think he's going to clock it. There he does, stopping the clock at 9 seconds. Looks like Cam Wembley who's going in
wow.
there trying to intercept that ball.
Wow.
Wembley is he's got an endless motor.
Now watch this. He's going to spike it. And look at Wembley. Give me that. Cameron Wembley. And, he didn't arrive here with the team on Friday. Flew from Oakland to Tampa to be with his wife Monica, where they are now the proud parents of a beautiful baby daughter born just yesterday, and arrived here in Buffalo to join the team to get ready for today's game.
There's a 3rd and 1 from the Oakland Raider 22. Fitzpatrick right off the fingertips with Branch defending Stevie Johnson.
Wow.
That ball had some gas on it. Now 4 seconds remaining. They're going to try for 3.
You want to throw it quick before the 9 seconds are gone, but you've got to get this one lower, give him a chance to catch it. He may catch it and run in for a touchdown in front of Tyvon Branch.
You want to call that a catchable ball?
It was a heater. When they're high and they're that hot, makes it very difficult. Even though you say to the receivers, if it hit your hands, you ought to catch it.
Lindell has already hit one from 25. This will be a 39-yard try. And nope. The defense holds. Ryan Lindell, who missed almost a quarter of his field goal attempts a season ago, misses there. And some boos cascading down onto these Bills, who looked so good last week. But this week, it's the Raiders who lead them 21-3 at halftime. 3 consecutive rushing touchdowns for Hugh Jackson's Oakland Ball Club. 1 yard for Bush, 5 yards for McFadden. Campbell, the quarterback, a 1-yard touchdown run. We'll take you to New York in the Sprint halftime. Right after this, you're watching the NFL on CBS. The Raiders look terrific, and the score may indicate. And how are the Bills going to get back in this game?
Well, I think it starts with their quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think this is where he has to provide leadership. He's got to play better. He's got to make very good decisions. And when he does put the ball on the money, I think the receivers have got to catch the ball. We've had moments where he's been inconsistent, certainly had moments where the wide receivers have been hit with the football and they have not been able to haul it in. So they've got to get their act together. Then the defense has got to really buckle down against this Raiders running game.
Right now, let's take a look at the NFL Mobile Recap presented by Verizon. 3 rushing touchdowns, including 1 by the quarterback who has gone to the air as Jason Campbell.
And Denarius Moore, the 42-yard catch over the top of Leotis McKelvin, tells you that this offense is really hitting on all cylinders because they've yet to be able to stop the Raiders from running the ball. But when Jason Campbell has dialed up the deep pass plays, they've been able to hit on those as well. So the Buffalo Bills, they have not really come out and played as sharp as they did 1 week ago. Dropped a lot of balls. Then the interception by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Another drop ball that should have been caught by Stevie Johnson. And then a missed field goal, which is uncharacteristic of the Buffalo Bills. So special teams, they usually can hang their hat on them and these talented wide receivers. As you take a look at the stats, how about the Oakland Raiders? This offense, over 200 yards total offense for the Raiders. They have not allowed a sack, 0 turnovers, and more importantly, no turnovers, or I should say no penalties by the Oakland Raiders on offense.
Janikowski will kick off. Now, this has been an active week for Janikowski. Not only did he have the 63-yard field goal, but he was charged with misdemeanor battery and false imprisonment just as he was leaving Oakland to come out here to the East Coast. Another touchback. He has had no kickoffs returned this year as Sebastian Janikowski. Let's take a look at our two quarterbacks, beginning with Ryan Fitzpatrick on the right. You see Jason Campbell's numbers on the left.
Well, it all starts with protecting the football. The turnover by Ryan Fitzpatrick. That interception led to 7 points by the Oakland Raiders, allowed them to take a 14-0 lead in this ball game. And I think when you manage the ball the way that Jason Campbell does, he doesn't turn it over. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. I think that's been the MO in his career, particularly when you're playing on the road. It really helps you to win games.
McIntyre is the fullback, first down and 10. Patrick going deep. His receiver was kind of tied up with Johnson, and that was Johnson and Johnson. Stevie Johnson running against Chris Johnson in the secondary for the Raiders.
And remember, these Oakland Raiders, 14 pass interference calls against them last year.
Pass interference. Defense number 37 from the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Chris Johnson flagged on that play. The 14 PIs called on him last year were the most in the National Football League. Clearly contact made and initiated by Chris Johnson on Bills wide receiver Stevie Johnson.
All the penalties on the Raiders today have been on their defense. And some housekeeping. The right guard remains Chad Reinhardt. Out for the game is Craig Urban. It is a 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills at their 37. Spiller in the backfield. Nice fake by Fitzpatrick on the move. Tripped up from behind by Cam Wembley. Races out to the 50, picks up 13, gets another first down for the Buffalo Bills.
This is where Ryan Fitzpatrick is very surprising. His mobility. Look at him get around the edge. Now, he didn't have a receiver open. I think he did the right thing. You got to tuck it and outrun Lamar Houston and other defenders to pick up that first down, and he showed he had the speed to do it.
He was the number 5 rushing quarterback in the NFL a season ago.
Yeah, you can tell he's got the ability.
Spiller remains 1st and 10. C.J. Spiller dragging along Jerome Boyd and working his way to the 43-yard line of the Raiders on a gain of 7.
We talked about Fred Jackson. He beat out other running backs. Not only did he beat out Marshawn Lynch, but C.J. Spiller was a first-round pick 1 year ago, and they've got to be able to get more production out of C.J. Spiller, not just as a runner, but he's too athletic, too quick, and too fast not to be, I think, a weapon in the passing game as well.
This time last year, they also had Marshawn Lynch in that group.
He beat them both out to become the star.
Now in, 2nd down and 3 for Fitzpatrick. Nice hole. Good block by Scott Chandler, and Jackson is off to the races. Touchdown! The Buffalo Bills are back in business.
Whenever you need a play, count on Fred Jackson. And he has the speed to get into the end zone. We said that at the top of the game. But Matt Giordano, you're not going to get Fred Jackson on the ground with an arm tackle. A nifty cutback. And we said earlier, he understands angles, running lanes, cutback angles where guys can't get a strong hit on you, can't get a good tackle on you, and punches it in for a touchdown.
Lindell with the extra point. Not only did he get the touchdown run, but he just passed Cookie Gilchrist for number 7 all-time rushing for the Bills. Bursting up the middle, closing the gap on the Raiders. Fred Jackson has led the Bills in rushing 2 consecutive seasons, goes 43 yards right there, 87 yards on the day for the touchdown, and the Bills have closed in on Oakland.
And before the game, we said he epitomizes the blue-collar work ethic of the Buffalo Bills. They needed a play to get back into this ball game. Fred Jackson gave it to him.
Ensuing kickoff, Nick Miller will bring it out for the Oakland Raiders. Good special teams tackle right there by Aaron Williams, who is a high draft pick, number 2, a rookie out of Texas, Just a 19-yard return.
Well, let's show you the play here. Look, the guard, Levitri, he blocks down. Then the turnout block there by Bell. And then watch Chandler comes around, wraps it, and that seals the edge to get Jackson to the next level. So it's an excellent executed play. Chandler just seals the edge. You're getting to the second level. Jackson does the rest by making Matt Giordano miss and then speed to the end zone.
Darius Williams-Edwards on the defensive line for the Buffalo Bills. Wow, big numbers on Jackson. 1st and 10 for Campbell at the 15. Look at the 14. McFadden, chased by Barnett. Runs out of room, gets to about the 15 and picks up a single yard.
Yeah, and we said that the Bills needed to get going, starting with Ryan Fitzpatrick and the quarterback in managing the offense. They were able to take that possession down and score. And we also said that the run defense was going to have to improve here in the second half. The Oakland Raiders had nearly 100 yards, 81 yards rushing in the first half. And this is where the Bills defense and those draft picks, 7 of the 9 on defense, have to pay off.
Second down and 9. A bit behind Marcel Reese, the fullback, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9.
This one is just low and outside on Jason Campbell. He's got to go ahead and complete this pass at the top of your screen. Marcel Reese, fullback. And you can see a ball thrown just behind him. How talented is he that he can step into this game and play wide receiver with so many guys missing tonight?
Pretty versatile, you're right. Bills will have 6 in the secondary. 3rd and 9. Off his back foot, got the first down. Good looking catch by Derek Hagan. He left the Pac-10 as one of the all-time receiving leaders. Picks up 10, the former Dolphin, covered on the play by the rookie Aaron Williams. First down.
Oh, watch this ball thrown. Look, pressure closing in as the pocket collapsed on Campbell, and he throws that one out a little bit weak. I thought that ball could have been picked off, but you can see the coverage wasn't tight enough. And Hagan, he didn't come back to the ball. He kind of waited for it, which is why could have been intercepted, but nice throw.
McFadden on 1st and 10. And initially, Dwan Edwards got a hand on him. Also there, Andre Davis on a gain of 2. Marking to the 27-yard line tomorrow. Dave's all new with CSI's Ted Danson. Then later this week, Taylor Lautner and Medal of Honor recipient Sergeant Dakota Meyer, all following local news. Then Craig Ferguson, only on CBS. Second down and 8. Crowd is back in this one. Setting up the screen for Reese. Wrestled to the turf by Darius. 3rd overall pick.
Kevin,
3.
Yeah, we're seeing greater awareness right now by the Buffalo Bills defense. You saw Darius getting the pressure on Jason Campbell, and watch him rally to the ball. Look at everyone hustling. Look at the blue jerseys getting over to Reese. Not only making a tackle, but Darius gets pressure on the quarterback and makes the tackle himself. That's an active young defensive lineman.
I know, Solomon, strengthening their front 7 was a priority, and Darius kind of led the change there.
Oh, absolutely, using that 2nd overall pick to take the player from Alabama. Played for Nick Saban there.
It's 3rd and 5 for Jason Campbell. First down. Good looking catch by the tight end, Brandon Myers. Boss was inactive today. Pickup of 8. Campbell on the money. It's a first down to the 37.
And how important is it that Campbell responds after the touchdown by the Bills? He responds now. His team picking up a couple of first downs. And, you know, he's the calming force on this offense. He just has a calming nature. Remember, he hosted some of the wide receivers to spend the offseason with him in Virginia. Now, I think this is where his leadership is felt. After the Bills score the touchdown, you can see 3 for 4 on this drive and completing some passes with pressure right in his face.
Here's a 1st and 10. McFadden. Barnett to the 41. Gain of 5.
It's going to make his defense happy. They're getting some rest after that long drive by the Buffalo Bills. And I think if you are going to be the bullies on the block like Hugh Jackson wants from his football team, you've got to be able to answer when other teams score. Buffalo Bills are here at home. They get a possession to start the second half. They go down and they score. If you can put points on the board here or sustain a long drive, goes a long way in taking the win out of the sail of the Buffalo Bills here at home.
Change the spot to the 43. 8th play of the drive. 2nd down and 5. Marcel Reese. Wow, look at him chug his way. Bulldozing for 4. Let's go to New York and James Brown.
All right, Kevin, Tennessee getting it done right now, Danny.
Okay, and you see Matt Hasselbeck, he fakes it up the middle, then he flips it out to Javon Ringer. He goes untouched, 10 yards for a touchdown. Tennessee up 17-10 on Baltimore.
So I said to our producer, Eric, man, they're hanging in. He says, no, JB, they're winning. That's right. Back to Kevin and Solomon.
Javon Ringer out of Michigan State. He's a backup to Chris Johnson in Nashville.
Yeah, but he has shown that when he gets the ball, he can deliver. And so you need that committee of running backs to play in the National Football League.
There's a 3rd and 1. Good fake. First down, the tight end Myers, and the tackle was made by Jarris Byrd. A gain of 8. They've gone to Myers twice on this drive, both for 8-yard gains, and the Raiders move the chains.
Wow, give Hugh Jackson and his offensive staff some credit on this one. He had everyone full. Hard sell of the run fake to the right, and then look at Meyer releasing, checking out, and Jarris Byrd barely makes the tackle. He trips him up, or it's going to be an even bigger play. So great creativity and then timing on an excellent call.
Twice they go to the tight end on 3rd down. 1st and 10. McFadden. Swallowed up inside by Kellen Hurd. It's a gain of 3 to the 43. We go to New York again and James Brown.
Danny, Aaron Rodgers is not bad, huh?
No, I love the way this guy throws the football. And look at this little play action, and he rolls right. That brings the safeties up. Takes his time downfield, 49 yards to Greg Jennings, wide open for a touchdown. That puts Green Bay up 17-13.
Rodgers has got some weapons. Back to Kevin Harlan and Solomon Wilcox.
Jennings might be the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh, certainly. He can do it all. Run it, catch it, can do just about everything. Excellent route runner for the Packers.
How about that Super Bowl MVP Rodgers, too? What an arm. 2nd down and 7. McFadden. Fumble. The Bills have cut the ball at the 43. Jumping on it with the first turnover by the Raiders was Danny Batten. First-year player out of South Dakota State.
And what do we say, Kevin? Every week, turnovers are the great equalizer. You want to allow the Buffalo Bills to get back in the game. Put it on the ground and allow them to complete the turnover.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
After the fumble, Buffalo has it 1st down and 10 at their own 43. Spiller in the backfield. With Jackson leading the way. And offering a nice block. Knocked out of bounds by Tyvon Branch. Spot him at the 46 of Oakland.
And take a look at the last drive, Kevin. They started with a 17-yard pass interference penalty on Chris Johnson. And then look at Fitzpatrick, 13 yards on the run, and then Fred Jackson breaks the back of the Oakland Raiders with a 43-yard touchdown run. And so on the last possession, you can see the Buffalo Bills starting to gain some momentum. Had the interception, the field goal blocked, field goal, and then the touchdown. 3 plays, 80 yards for the score.
So after Spiller just ran for 12, Jackson in the backfield, it is a 1st down for the Buffalo Bills. By Stevie Johnson, right in front of Chris Johnson. Pickup of 9. And they'll spot him at the 36 of the Raiders.
And we said, Kevin, that, Ryan Fitzpatrick would have to get it going. But I thought the tempo of the offense needed to improve as well. We saw the nice run by C.J. Spiller, then quick passes from Fitzpatrick. And how about them using him to get him out on the move? You see him coming out. That's because Brad Smith is coming in for more of the Wildcat offense.
Smith will face a 2nd down and 1.
Better be ready if you're the Raiders.
Here's Smith. McIntyre will lead. And a block on Giordano. Another 1st down run. Smith has had a bunch of those this season. In fact, every time he's had it on 2nd and short or 3rd and short, he gets a 1st down. Picks up 11 right there. Move the chain.
Yeah, more importantly, he's patient. See the pull block there by the fullback? He waits for it. And then watch how patient he is here. And then the cutback. Trying to get everything he can out of that play. He is a seasoned pro, not just in the Wildcat offense, but remember, was a prolific quarterback at Missouri, where he set records as a passer and as a runner.
Spiller and Jackson in the backfield, 1st and 10. Spiller with blocking. Levitri throwing a block. Taken to the 7. Tackled on the play by Richard Seymour. 18-yard catch and run. It's 1st and goal, Buffalo.
And now we're seeing some creativity in the play calling by Chan Gailey, head coach of the Buffalo Bills. We've seen the Wildcat. And this play was just designed beautifully as they flip it over to C.J. Spiller, getting some extra action out of Richard Seymour after being tackled on that play.
Spiller on this drive, a 12-yard run, an 18-yard catch and run right there. Jackson in the backfield, 1st and goal at the 7. Jackson. Drilled on the play by Quentin Groves. No gain.
Quentin Groves is a newborn player playing for these Raiders. Listen up. Wow. He closed quickly. Remember, he was a high draft pick for Jacksonville a few years ago. They tried him out at defensive end. The Raiders did a smart thing. They put him in at the will linebacker position, and he's like a man reborn. This is a renaissance for Quentin Groves. You saw him on that play, and he had a heck of a game in the Monday night tilt against Denver.
2nd and goal at the 7. Just threw it away. Rush was coming on, and Cam Wembley was leading the Raiders with the pressure on the quarterback. Chandler was in his sights.
They had a play designed to get Chandler out. Rightfully so. The defensive lineman for the Raiders, Cameron Wembley, as well. They held him. In fact, they even tackled him to the ground, and that's why Fitzpatrick gave up on the play so quickly, just dumping the ball off.
Six defensive backs. Ruval Martin is in. 3rd and goal from the 7. Touchdown, Stevie Johnson. He beats Tyvon Branch.
Now take a look here, over to the right. Freeze it there. Here he goes. It's one of those jerk routes where he acts as if he's going to go outside, then look, slamming right on underneath. He was able to beat Boyd in initial coverage, and then Tyvon Branch tried to come over and give some help, but not in enough time.
One more for Lindell. 14 unanswered points by the Buffalo Bills. Closer game in Orchard Park. They recover the fumble, and then the 7-yard strike to Jackson. Seven-yard touchdown pass, but on that drive there were some spectacular plays. Really, Spiller, a 12-yard run, an 18-yard catch and run, setting up the 7-yard touchdown to Stevie Johnson, who's out of Kentucky, and who, by the way, grew up a Raider fan. He's from the Bay Area, grew up in San Francisco, high school football quarterback in Fairfield. The ensuing kickoff. Nick Miller slipping, down he goes. Chris White got a hand on it, as did McIntyre. 12-yard return. Here come the Raiders, 3.5 in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford. Drive one. And by DirecTV. This season, NFL Sunday Ticket is included when you switch.
Raiders led at 21-3 at halftime. 2 second-half possessions by the Buffalo Bills. 2 consecutive scores. On the 14-yard line, the Oakland Raiders have it 1st and 10. Second straight start at their own 14. Here comes Kyle Williams on the quarterback. Campbell going for more. Incomplete. You saw the tag team coverage of Bird and McKelvin. Incomplete pass.
Oh, the crowd is rocking here in Buffalo because the Bills have seized momentum in the game in the second half. Started with a 43-yard run by Fred Jackson to get into the end zone. Then the defense were able to take the ball away from Darren McFadden, forcing a fumble. And from there, Ryan Fitzpatrick to Stevie Johnson for a touchdown. 14 unanswered points by the Buffalo Bills, and they are back in it.
It's second down and 10. McFadden to the 17. Hit by a couple on a gain of 2 on the play. Williams among the many that make the stop along with Spencer Johnson.
How about Marcel, Darius, and some of the other guys, Spencer Johnson, who you named, and Kyle Williams among this defensive line. They are an energetic bunch. And I think they sense that they're back in it. And we said they had to play well in order to get back in this game and shut down that powerful Oakland Raiders running game. And boy, they're feeling the momentum now.
Third down and 8. Incomplete. Looking for McFadden. Coverage on the play by Nick Barnett. 3 and out for the Raiders.
Marcel Darius, it starts with him. This young player is going to be a star in Buffalo. Watch 99. See the pressure there in the face of the quarterback? And that's why he has to dump it off quickly. Tight coverage on the back end by Nick Barnett, number 50. And you can see this Buffalo Bills defense, boy, they're having fun.
Lecker the punt, and Spiller is deep. From the 25. Out of bounds on the play. Blackstock knocks him away. Fitzpatrick will be back out there for the Buffalo Bills. Take a look at some of the numbers right there. The quarterbacks and other participants in this game. Raiders have had it twice, a fumble and a 3 and out. Bills have had it twice, 2 straight touchdowns. First down and 10. Buffalo at their own 31. Looking at 6 defensive backs. Stevie Johnson. And brought down by Groves. Chases him down to the 44. It's a catch and run of 13 yards.
Remember, we said they were going to try to spread them out. And quick passes try to force the Raiders to tackle in space. Chris Johnson missed on Stevie Johnson. And Stevie's able to turn it up and create a first down. But if you're the Raiders, you got to be tight in coverage. More importantly, you've got to make those open field tackles on the speedy receivers for the Buffalo Bills.
Johnson with his 5th reception from Fitzpatrick. Word from the Buffalo sideline. Roscoe Parrish is out for the rest of the game. First and 10. Blocked by Jackson. Fitzpatrick. He was drilled. Coming through Desmond Bryant. Desmond Bryant is from Harvard, number 90. He was a freshman at Harvard when Fitzpatrick was a senior at Harvard.
And slams into his former teammate. He ragdolls him. And what did Ryan say about him? Ryan Fitzpatrick said of Bryant that he was about 230 pounds when he got there. Now he's over 300 pounds, so he grew in a few years while he was at Harvard. He must have one heck of a training table.
Second down and 10. That's caught. Stevie Johnson right in front of Rout at the 45-yard line of the Raiders. 11-yard pickup and another first down.
And now we see the protection for Fitzpatrick. We said he had to play better in the second half. Look at the pocket presence. He throws a dart and then the catch. So things are starting to come together now as Fitzpatrick becoming more comfortable in the pocket because he has more time, and the wide receivers starting to haul it in. You see the first half numbers, 155 yards, and we're approaching that already here in the second half.
First down and 10. This is Fred Jackson. Oh, another hole into the secondary. A block by Martin to the Raiders' 16-yard line. A burst of 29 yards. 116 on the day. First and 10 Bills.
Great blocking on the left side. It's going to hit right over here. But now watch it as you get Wood, Levitri, and Bell working on that left side. Number 77, they're able to seal it off. And then when he gets to the second level, the first guy just can't get him. He's a big guy, but he's got enough speed to be able to get to that even third level of the defense and hard to get him on the ground.
That Levitri is some kind of left guard. Spiller in the backfield, first down and 10. Nice defensive play, except a little bit too much by Rout defending Stevie Johnson.
I don't know. I thought Rout timed up his ability to swipe at the ball, even though he wasn't looking. And that's why they're going to have a conversation about it. And I just thought it was a really good defensive play. I thought the timing of it in terms of the contact was good by Rout, unless there was some contact early after they left the line of scrimmage. But as the ball was coming in, I thought Rout timed it up beautifully. Now the officials are going to talk it over. I think some others have a chance to weigh in. You can see Rout saying, yeah, played it well. And so they're going to talk about it. And I think the initial call by the official, I'm not sure what he saw, but man, as that ball was coming in and Stevie Johnson was going up for it, I thought Stanford Rout was able to swipe the hands away as the ball arrived.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. Second down.
So that's just getting it right. I think the officials did the right thing. Now watch the ball come in. See, no contact. Now see the hand up, ball comes out. Now take a look at it. Now his hands are up, but there's no contact. There you go. Fitzpatrick thought they had more, but you know, he does have this offense on the move. And if you're the Raiders, you've got to start to buckle in now, because the way you played here in the second half negates everything they did earlier in the game when they were playing so well.
Second down and 10. Down he goes, first sack today. Raiders coming through. It was Tommy Kelly had a sack against Denver last week. Loss of 5, a flag is at the 2. All right now with that sack back at the 21.
Illegal contact, defense number 55. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Wow. And that'll be on Rolando McClain.
Yeah, we talked about the penalties coming back to haunt him. Look at the paw of the outreached arm that time by Shaughnessy. And you see, that's the hand on him, and then Tommy Kelly comes in on the cleanup. But Shaughnessy provided the initial pressure, and then Rolando McClain, he gets the penalty, creating a new set of downs for the Buffalo Bills. Huge concern for Hugh Jackson and the Oakland Raiders.
What a costly Raider penalty. At the end of 3, the Bills on the move.
Welcome back. Now take a look at the middle linebacker, Rolando McClain. Now he cannot jam the inside receiver after he passes 5 yards down the field. Now this is inside the 10-yard line. That illegal bump is what they're calling illegal contact and giving the Bills a new set of offensive downs.
Here we go, starting the fourth quarter. First and 10 at the 11. Spiller in the backfield. Fitzpatrick, Chandler, short, shy of the goal line. He helicopters inside the 1, pickup of 10. That's a first down.
Hey, Chandler, 6'7", 265 pounds. He wanted to hurdle his body into the end zone, and that's what you do. Go airborne. Try to get it in there, but he does helicopter, and the ball is on the other end. And so because he's facing the opposite way, he can't get it across the goal line. Way to sacrifice your body.
Jackson and McIntyre in the offset on first and goal. Fred Jackson. Touchdown. The Bills are on top for the first time today. 20 unanswered points against the Oakland Raiders.
Everyone wondered how would the Bills stand up to a more physical, imposing Raiders team. But the Bills said, hey, we're used to playing against teams like the Jets twice a year. We're used to playing the New England Patriots twice a year. We know how to play our style of physical football. And right now, they're taking it back at the bully Oakland Raiders.
Every scoring play is reviewed upstairs. Extra point is good. Oh, they blow it dead. Did the official, Mike Carey, get buzzed on the field, or was there a penalty on the field? Now, Hugh Jackson, I think, threw out the challenge flag when he does not need to, because every scoring play this year, new rule, is looked at by the replay official in the press box. So he throws it out, and now the discussion ensues with Mike Carey's crew. The explanation.
The whistle came before the snap, therefore there was no try. There's a 15-yard penalty on Oakland for throwing a challenge flag on an unchallengeable play. There's a 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. We'll retry from the 2.
Well, they threw the flag because, remember, every scoring play is already going to be looked at by the officials, and so they're saying that it's a play that you can't challenge. So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty on the Oakland Raiders.
Someone should be in the booth and tell him you can't challenge a scoring play.
Well,
that's just a communications error on the Raiders.
Well, certainly, I think going in, you know, you can't challenge the scoring play because you know they're going to already look at it.
21 unanswered points by the Buffalo Bills. What about Stevie Johnson? Catches of 13 and 11 yards. Fred Jackson with his second touchdown run today. Fred Jackson has rushed for 117 yards today. He has 2 touchdown runs for the Bills. Welcoming our new audience, Fred Jackson for Chang Gailey's Buffalo Bills. With 2 touchdown runs here in the second half. 21 unanswered points. At halftime, the Raiders led it 21-3. Bills have gone up for the first time today. 24-21. Early in the fourth, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Raiders for challenging a scoring play with a challenge flag thrown out by their first-year head coach, Hugh Jackson. Thus the kickoff, as you saw from the 50. Timeout.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by TD Ameritrade. The new 70-inch class LCD TV from Sharp. And by Chrysler. Imported from Detroit.
Ralph Wilson Stadium is rocking. The Bills were down 21-3 at halftime. 21 unanswered points to the Raiders, who begin it here from the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Caught by the rookie Denarius Moore out of Tennessee. Brought down by Kelsey. Catch and run to the 30. Picks up 10. That'll be a Raider first down.
You can see the suddenness and the speed of Denarius Moore. Give protection to Jason Campbell. Allow him to get the ball out of his hands. Nice catch. And then watch him work the underneath coverage to create yards after the catch. And Moore has been the weapon in this offense. With 3 starting wide receivers out of the game, he's been the guy who's been most productive.
Here's McFadden on first and 10. Tripped up by Leotis McKelvin. Flag thrown on the play. Gain of 3 as it stands now to the 34-yard line.
Holding, offense number 80. 10-yard penalty is still first down.
It's Derek Hagan. Manage all your CBS Sports fantasy football teams on your mobile device. Download the free app today at cbssports.com/mobile.
Well, remember, if you're just joining us, the Raiders are without their three best wide receivers in Jacoby Ford, Darius Haywood-Bay, Lewis Murphy, all injured out of today's game. So is their starting tight end, Kevin Boss, not playing today. And so Denarius Moore, as we talked about, been able to produce for Hugh Jackson in the offense. But so far here in the second half, the penalties have come up plenty, but the productive plays have not appeared for the offense for the Raiders.
Campbell with the 1st and 20. Great throw, caught by Hagan. Brought down on the play by Jarris Byrd to the 45 of the Raiders. 25-yard strike, first down, Oakland.
And after sustaining the penalty, they needed to come back with a big-time play, working against Drayton Florence. And watch him. He slips and falls down. That creates enough separating room for Derek Hagan and enough room for Jason Campbell to drive that pass home.
Hagan, a record-setting wide receiver at Arizona State. First down and 10. The Raiders had 3 consecutive rushing touchdowns to end the first half and lead 21-3. Darren McFadden into the pile, picks up 3. He's out to the 48.
You wonder how the Bills got back into this game in the second half. Fred Jackson got it started with a 43-yard touchdown run to Stevie Johnson. He's able to get a touchdown. Then Jackson again for 21 unanswered points, all scored here in the second half to take the lead over the Oakland Raiders.
Raiders in their 2 second-half possessions, fumble and a 3-and-out punt. This is their 3rd possession. 2nd down and 7. They got Hagan again. On him is Florence, bringing him down. That is another first down to the 43, picks up 9. So they went to Hagan moments ago for 25, and a 9-yard catch right there will move the chains for Oakland.
Well, you can see the arm strength. Watch this, Jason Campbell. He whips this one clear outside the numbers where that ball could be in harm's way if the corner is breaking on the ball right in front of Drayton Florence. They're able to complete that pass to Derek Hagan for a new set of downs.
Down and 10. End around. Hagan gives off to Moore. The quarterback, number 8, will block, and there he goes. High school track champion from Texas works his way down on a good-looking play and run to the 19-yard line of the Bills, a 25-yard gain.
This is called a double reverse. Remember, they start one way, flip it over to Hagan. He flips it back to the speedy Moore, and we told you most of the productive plays in the passing game and now to Moore on the double reverse have come from the rookie from Tennessee. Boy, it is some great fun play calling by Hugh Jackson, but it's been fun watching Moore contribute to the offense with so many weapons out of this game.
First down and 10 for the Raiders from the 18-yard line. McFadden. Wisniewski was pulling. Out of bounds, he runs near the 13-yard line on a gain of 5.
So there you have it. Oakland Raiders jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but the Buffalo Bills have scored 21 unanswered points here in the second half. Fred Jackson has fueled the comeback. We showed you the 43-yard run for a touchdown, but 12 carries and 117 yards rushing, and both touchdowns have come here in the second half of the ball game.
Raiders are going to take a timeout on this 2nd down and 5. As you take a look at Fred Jackson, won a battle with the number 1 draft pick, C.J. Spiller, in training camp. And he is shown here today very well. Last week against Kansas City, 112 yards on the ground, and today, and we've shown it, 117 rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns.
And for him, it goes back to last year. You take a look at Darren McFadden. He had a fumble that allowed them to get back into the ball game as well. Going back to Fred Jackson, he's beaten out 2 first-round picks. He beat out Marshawn Lynch and now C.J. Spiller to become that starting running back going back to last year. Got to love how Chan Gailey has come over and said, hey, I just want productive players. If you produce, you can play for Chan Gailey, though. Jackson, the player out of Cole College, has achieved some big things.
We talked about this earlier. As you're going to see some of the numbers with this game for you fantasy players. The travel for the Raiders has been pretty interesting. A cross-country trip on a short week after playing on the road Monday night. You wonder if they've lost any gas, although this drive may say otherwise.
Well, absolutely. I think Jason Campbell told us that, all week they woke up at 5:30 a.m., which is 10:30 a.m. or Eastern time. And so they've been on a different kind of schedule trying to ready themselves to acclimate to the Eastern time zone.
Michael Bush is in on this 2nd down and 5 after the Oakland timeout. Bush. Kyle Williams. Got a hand on him on a gain of a yard. Marking at the 12.
Certainly, I think you've got to ask yourself if have the Raiders run out of gas, but this has been an impressive drive here. Their offensive line, I think, seized control of the game early on. That's what allowed them to take that 14-0 lead. Let's see if this offensive line can be powerful enough to get them into the end zone. But the Bills would certainly say they played better up front here in the second half.
McFadden back there, 3rd down and 4. Campbell, McFadden, that is a Oakland Raider touchdown. A 12-yard catch and run by Darren McFadden. He was working on McKelvin, and the Raiders are back on top.
Now watch his speed. Look, he'll just come out here, and once he gets to the edge of the defense, it's just speed to the corner of the end zone. McKelvin's not going to keep him from hitting that pylon. His speed was sure for a touchdown.
After getting 21 unanswered points by the Buffalo Bills scored on them, the Raiders have marched downfield. They just got a 12-yard touchdown pass to McFadden. For our new audience, the extra point by Sebastian Janikowski is good. And now the Raiders are back on top. An 8-play, 80-yard drive early in the 4th in Buffalo. We've had several other games join this one. The Raiders are back on top, 28-24. Raiders led at halftime, 21-3. Buffalo came back with 3 consecutive touchdowns to lead, 24-21. Then the Raiders answered moments ago. Here's a Janikowski kickoff. Every kickoff this season has been a touchback. Brad Smith do a knee. And then the Raiders answer what was a very big avalanche of Buffalo scoring with a good-looking 80-yard drive and then a 12-yard touchdown pass to McFadden. Now this guy, Fred Jackson, has been terrific today.
I think it was Fred Jackson who ignited this comeback, a 43-yard run for a touchdown where we expected Darren McFadden to be the featured back. Fred Jackson has kind of stolen the show. He's already topped 100 yards rushing in this game, and he has fueled the Buffalo Bills rushing attack that now has 171 yards rushing in the game. Both runners, McFadden and Jackson, 2 touchdowns on the day.
There is a new quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, Tyler Thigpen. It is Fitzpatrick who stays in the game. And they go outside, and it's caught by David Nelson. Thigpen was going out, ran back. Fitzpatrick jumped out there. There's a 15-yard completion. Nelson gets it. It's a 1st down as they work on Michael Huff.
It has been Fitzpatrick who has led this Buffalo Bills comeback. The 21 unanswered points, flipping it out to David Nelson, who's been really instrumental in throwing a lot of those blocks for Fred Jackson in the running game. Now getting a chance to catch the ball down the field.
1st down and 10 from the 35. Nelson had the 4 catches last week against Kansas City. Spiller. Look at him dance free in a foot race with Pratt. Terrific run. Knocking him out of bounds into Oakland territory. A 26-yard run to the 39 of the Oakland Raiders.
And right now, the Buffalo Bills, they are just shredding the Oakland Raiders in the running game. And already 170 yards rushing in the game, and C.J. Spiller adds to that. You don't want to get into a foot race with C.J. Spiller. You're not going to win it. The Bills now approaching 200 yards rushing in this game against an Oakland Raiders defense that has been playing very well. We talked about them having the size advantage, but the speed goes to the Bills.
Fitzpatrick on 1st down and 10. Stevie Johnson Tackled by Rout. 12-yard pickup to the 27 of the Raiders.
It has been these short passes that allow the Bills to also get back in it. Nice slant route in front of Stanford route by Stevie Johnson. We saw some passes dropped earlier in the game by these wide receivers. You see Johnson just limping a little bit after being tackled by Stanford route. But they appear to have much greater rhythm into the offense at this point in the game. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is leading the charge. You can see that limp by Stevie Johnson as he comes out of the huddle.
He had a groin injury coming into today. First down and 10 from the Raider 27. And Jackson. And brought down the play. Henderson was there. Gain of 2. And close to the 25.
This Stevie Johnson, watch, he tried to lift that leg and he trips just as he was sort of lassoed by Stanford route. That is enough to jar an already injured groin muscle, and so if he tweaked it, you could see why he would be limping after being tackled in that fashion.
Terrific day though for him, as you can see. Had 4 catches against Kansas City last week. Here's a second down and 8 from the 25. Fitzpatrick for Johnson. Knocked out of bounds by Giordano at the 8-yard line of the Raiders. 17-yard pickup. It's a first and goal for the Buffalo Bills.
When they go spread in this formation, right now they're spreading out this Oakland Raider defense. And look, before Shaughnessy can apply the pressure, they're just throwing it up top. Shaughnessy can't get there in time. Ball is caught by Stevie Johnson, just wide open. Some confusion over there between Chris Johnson and Matt Giordano, the safety.
First and goal from the 8. Jackson. Brought down by Seymour. No gain on the play. Second down.
Or the Bills, they're scrappy. And we talked about this earlier in the game, how Fred Jackson, he represents that blue-collar work ethic. There's the Amish rifle, who they call Ryan Fitzpatrick in these parts, and Chan Gailey tailoring that game plan. You asked him, Kevin, when we met with him, how does he have such a feel for how to design these plays around the talent that he has? He says, I don't know. I just do it, and so far it's working in this game.
This is the 7th play of the drive. Second and goal from the 8. Incomplete. Looking for Jones, and covered on the play by Stanford Rout. He has an interception already today for the Oakland Raiders.
Now on this red zone possession, 3rd and goal. And they've been so effective. Remember, last time they were down here, they were able to spread them out and pound Fred Jackson in the running game. And Ruvell Martin's coming in right now. Going to be interesting to see, do they run it or do they pass it? They've had this defense back on their heels in the second half. They're not ashamed or afraid to try to pound it in with their running game.
3rd and goal. Fitzpatrick whistling over the head of Nelson. Branch was there. Giordano was there. Flag is down.
In the secondary.
Holding defense number 37. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
That's on Chris Johnson of the Raiders.
And Chris Johnson has had his hands full with Stevie Johnson. You mentioned that connection all day. Johnson, we'll just have to see. I think they're right here in that slot. There it is. To the face, and then he wraps him around. Literally takes him to the ground.
Raiders are coming off a game where they had 15 penalties Monday in Denver. 7 on the day, 5 in the second half. First and goal. Jackson hit by Shaughnessy. Devoured as he takes it up. That's a loss of a yard. Back to the 6.
Boy, Matt Shaughnessy just tees off, getting penetration in the backfield. Here he is right there.
On this drive, the Buffalo Bills have had a pass to Nelson for 15, a 26-yard run by Spiller. Passes of 17 and 12 yards to Stevie Johnson. Now 2nd and goal at the 6. Scott Chandler, 6-yard strike. And the Buffalo Bills are back on top.
And it's Tyvon Branch matched up against Chandler, and Branch should have intercepted the ball. Cuts underneath, has the ball right in his hands. Goes through his hands into the hands of Chandler for Buffalo Bills touchdown.
Chandler had 2 touchdown receptions last week in Kansas City. The extra point makes it a 3-point Buffalo lead. 4:48 to play. Back and forth we go. Fitzpatrick with his 2nd touchdown pass today. Chandler, the tight end, reels it in. After the Raiders led 21-3 at halftime, the Bills came back with 21 unanswered to lead at 24-21. Raiders answered with a 12-yard touchdown pass to McFadden. The Bills answered that with a 6-yard touchdown pass to their tight end, Chandler. And now you see it, 31-28 Buffalo. 2-1-0 teams. Lindell, the ensuing kickoff. Nick Miller for the Raiders falls. And out of bounds. Danny Batten. Last time they met, September of 2008, Roscoe Parrish caught a 14-yard touchdown pass from then quarterback Trent Edwards. With about 4 to play to pull the Bills to within 2. Lindell kicked a 38-yard field goal as time expired. The Bills won it by a point.
Now the Oakland Raiders, we talked to them yesterday, Kevin. They said, you know, this is a new Raiders team. Darren McFadden said the older Raiders, when they get down in games, they would just say, oh, well. He said, it's not that way anymore. We play to win, and we expect to win.
McFadden in the backfield, 1st down and 10. McFadden breaks a tackle of Williams. Darius knocks him out of bounds. McFadden has been terrific today with a touchdown run and a touchdown catch. 13-yard catch and run there to his own 26.
But remember, he fumbled earlier in the game. Here in the second half, hasn't been as productive since putting the ball on the ground. Now you can see showing the determination. Slipping would-be tacklers, even the big guy. Marcel Darius giving chase, and when you can step out of a tackle from Kyle Williams, you know you are a strong runner.
Campbell today, 19-27. 1st and 10. Great looking catch. Marcel Reese, the fullback who can line up as a receiver. 12-yard pickup. 1st down to the 37-yard line.
And there's going to be a flag is down. Let's see if the fullback or wide receiver turned fullback, did he push the defender?
Illegal contact. Defense, number 37, is declined. The play results in a 1st down.
12-yard reception. You'll take a look at Sebastian Janikowski. Last week at Mile High in Denver, 63-yard field goal to end the half, tying the NFL record for the longest field goal with Jason Elam and Tom Dempsey.
He certainly does have the leg, and he enjoys and relishes the opportunity.
Raiders with a couple timeouts. 1st and 10, McFadden running hard and knocked down initially by Nick Barnett. Pickup of 6 and bounces his way to the 43.
Well, you just love the way Darren McFadden has jailed in this offense under Hugh Jackson. As you take a look at the numbers by Sebastian Janikowski as he tied that NFL record 1 week ago in the high altitude, that rarefied air in Denver. I don't know that you get a better tandem of kickers in terms of Sebastian Janikowski and their punter, Shane Lechler.
Outside McFadden on that 2nd down and 4. Stiff arming his way for 7. Another 1st down. Clock is stopped at 3:50. They'll spot the ball at midfield. Over there defending on the play was George Wilson.
They're starting to isolate George Wilson a little bit. Had Marcel Reese on the catch for a first down, and now they flip it over to Darren McFadden for a catch against the safety.
Bush is in the backfield on 1st and 10. Veldier the block at the left tackle, going deep for more. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown Raiders!
Wow, is all you can say to that. The rookie from Tennessee, Denarius Moore. Remember, Jacoby Ford out. Darius Hayward-Bay out. Lewis Murphy out. 3 top receivers for the Raiders out of this game due to injury, and he pulls off plays like this in the clutch for his quarterback, Jason Campbell. And Hugh Jackson not afraid to call the number of his rookie wide receiver.
With McKelvin and Wilson draped on him, the rookie from Tennessee, Denarius Moore. First career start today in the NFL. 4th reception, 50-yard strike by Campbell. And here is Janikowski. 3:41 left, and the Raiders are back on top. What a beauty in Buffalo. 35-31, the Raiders. Campbell going deep. Moore the leap and the 6.
Oh, Denarius Moore goes up top on Leotis McKelvin. Had beaten him early in the game, and now he beats him again. And he didn't just beat the corner on this one, Kevin. He beat both the corner and the safety, splitting both of them to go down for a touchdown.
Jason Campbell, yeah, I'd need oxygen too if you were fighting off 2 defensive backs and leaping to snare that ball. Here comes Janikowski with the ensuing kickoff, and 3:41 to play. Spiller is back, and Brad Smith, the ex-Jet, is back. Every kickoff that Janikowski has had this year has been a touchdown. And Brad Smith will leave it in the end zone to the 20-yard line with the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 Buffalo.
The Raiders have always said that speed kills, and watch this play. He just takes it right to the middle of the field. He'll go to split the corner, Leotis McKelvin, and then George Wilson. Once you get behind the safety, now the corner is exposed because he's on your back hip. Ball goes over the head of the safety, and what a play. And so Hugh Jackson has to be in love with Denarius Moore. You said, boy, it's going to be his first game where he's putting up these kind of numbers. Something tells me it won't be his last.
And he starts today because of all the injuries to the top 3 Raider receivers.
And boy, has he answered, delivered with great production.
Now Fitzpatrick. Let's see what he does on 1st and 10 from his 20. Wembley was coming on him. Incomplete. As we welcome our new audience, the Oakland Raiders have just scored on a 50-yard touchdown pass. Buffalo getting it 1st and 10.
Pass interference. Defense number 37. He was part of the foul. Automatic. First down.
The Raiders have just been assessed their 8th penalty of the game. That's on Chris Johnson on a long pass to Stevie Johnson.
He's having fits with Stevie Johnson. Look at that. He's bumping and grinding even though they're beyond the 5-yard mark. You can't have contact with the receiver once they're 5 yards down the field. Hugh Jackson's got to be concerned. I think they're going to have to give Chris Johnson some help on Stevie Johnson.
6 Raider defensive backs, 1st and 10 for Fitzpatrick. The lace one inside. He was looking that time from Ruvell Martin. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
You know, sometimes football becomes a very simple game, and it's a man-on-man game. And it's just like playing on the playground. When you know you have a matchup advantage, you don't go away from it. And I think you go back to Stevie Johnson because right now the cornerback for the Raiders, Chris Johnson, he's got his hands full.
21-3, the Raiders led at halftime. 21 unanswered points by Buffalo. Since then, we've gone back and forth. 3 fourth quarter lead changes. It's 2nd down and 10. Caught by Nelson. Grabbed by Huff. Close to a 1st down. Gain of 9. To the 43.
And this is just Ryan Fitzpatrick getting the protection. See, they're just sitting in soft coverage, trying to create yards after the catch. If McClain can't make the tackle. They never get closer to the first down mark, and you can see here, quarterback sneak. New set of downs for the Bills.
And Fitzpatrick picks up 3 on the play. The unquestioned leader of this team, first year in his 7 years in the NFL as a seasoned starting quarterback.
Well, didn't we say he had to play better in the second half? And he's come out and done it.
First down and 10. Caught again by Elson. Wrapped up on the play by Rolando McClain. A pickup of 6 on the play into Raider territory at the 47.
As we get closer to the 2-minute warning, remember the Bills are in need of a touchdown. A field goal won't do it as they trail by 4.
3 timeouts for Buffalo. Second down and 4. They bring the blitz. Catch made by Donald Jones. Picked by all kinds of Raiders. Picks up 5. Seymour was there, among others, for Oakland. Clock now at 1:53. This will constitute our 2-minute warning. With Buffalo on the move and trailing by 4. 1:53 to play. This is the 2-minute warning with the 3 timeout total for the Buffalo Bills left. Trailing by 4. They took over at their own 20 with 3:41 left in this 4th quarter. 6th play of the drive coming up, and you see the game-winning drives in the pocket for Ryan Fitzpatrick. From the Raider 42. First and 10. Screenplay, Jackson, got by Seymour. Chased by Lamar Houston. Run out of bounds. A catch and run to the 31. 11-yard pickup and a first down for the Buffalo Bills.
And boy, Jackson is very slippery. We talk about his patience on plays like this. Look how he slips underneath Richard Seymour and then turns on the afterburners to get away from Lamar Houston and create a first down. And he can do it all. Running it, catching it. Boy, he's the ultimate versatile player in this offense.
Five defensive backs for the Oakland Raiders. It's down and 10 from the Raider 31. Guns it inside. Another catch by Nelson. He's got a gain of 7 to the Raider 24.
And now the Raiders have checked into a more zone defense, not wanting to give it all up. They understand that Chris Johnson has had his hands full in coverage, a couple of pass interference penalties. So they're catching it in front of them, but they still have to make the tackle.
Running back Spiller here at the bottom of your screen. Second down and 3. Fitzpatrick. That is incomplete. Huff is right on the receiver on the play. Ruvel Martin, just added this week after being cut.
Oh, you talking about the game summary, and we said that the Bills got back into this game with a 43-yard touchdown by Fred Jackson, and then the catch and run by Darren McFadden. That gave the Raiders the lead 28-24. Scott Chandler makes it 31-28 Bills, then 35-31 when Denarius Moore goes up top to score the touchdown. We've seen a barrage of scoring. 42 points, Kevin, in the second half of the ball game.
Third down and 3 for Fitzpatrick from the Raider 25. Nelson with the block. Incomplete. Going to Stevie Johnson. Now 4th and 3 for Buffalo.
Wow, pressure coming off the corner. Ball seemingly tipped at the line of scrimmage by Seymour. Look at Seymour, gets a hand up, and you can see Shaughnessy and a host of other Raiders getting a hit on Fitzpatrick. Stevie Johnson still limping. Have to wonder if it's that nagging growing injury that plaguing throughout the week.
Stevie Johnson with 8 catches today and 96 yards and a touchdown reception.
Look at the leg. Wow. I wonder if it's his foot or his leg, as he was tangled up in coverage with Chris Johnson.
So they stretch him out. 4th and 3 will be coming up for the Buffalo Bills. They need the Oakland 21. Be great to be in that conversation between Gailey, the head coach of the Bills, and his quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. Finding out what they've got up their sleeve on this 4th down play.
Well, he's already drawn up some very creative plays. Look at this. Almost 900 yards total offense combined for both teams. Well over 400 for both the Bills and the Raiders. So some creative play calling to put up those kind of numbers.
Fred Jackson has 2 touchdown runs today. Fitzpatrick has 2 touchdown passes.
I would say that Chris Johnson is the one Raider who's really happy that Stevie Johnson's not on the field.
It's 4th and 3 for the Buffalo Bill timeout. Donald Jones, first down to the 15-yard line. Pickup of 9. They're working on Chris Johnson.
So they bring Donald Jones over to line him up where Chris Johnson runs him right underneath the coverage. Chris Johnson can't jam him at the line of scrimmage for an easy throw for Fitzpatrick.
We got some timeouts. 1st and 10 from the 15. Fitzpatrick almost picked off by Rolando McClain. 2nd down and 10.
All right, McClain is one of those middle linebackers that has an excellent feel. Look at him. He just slants underneath, almost picks it off, tips it up. You got to intercept tips and overthrows, but he's got an excellent feel for the passing game. Great angles in pursuit to bat down that pass.
We're going for the tight end, Scott Chandler. 2nd down and 10. The Raiders have 6 defensive backs. Fitzpatrick almost picked off. They were going for Jones, and it was Johnson of the Raiders who had his hands on it but could not bring it down.
And Chris Johnson struggled. He could be the hero if he holds on to this ball. It's intercepted by Johnson. Look at this. And look at Donald Jones swatting it out of his hands.
Playing
pressure
defensive
on the
back.
quarterback, forces the throw up high. But you're right. Donald Jones may have saved themselves an opportunity to still win this game. If Johnson catches it, game over.
Bills burn another timeout now with 1 remaining. Upcoming will be 3rd and 10, the 13th play of this drive.
One more.
You know, sometimes we talk about strategy. We talk about trying to run the right play at the right time. Sometimes it's about matchup advantage, and that's what Ryan Fitzpatrick won at that time. And I'm sure Jan Gigley say, hey, if we can just get our receiver to get 1 step on Chris Johnson, I think that's where they wanted to go with the ball. And Johnson may live to regret not holding on to it. The Raiders might want to consider playing something over the top of whoever Chris Johnson is defending.
Hugh Jackson, first-year head coach for the Raiders, won Monday night. They flew from Denver back to the Bay Area, then across the country on Friday. His team with 2 consecutive road games.
Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator for the Oakland Raiders. I think he has to understand when one of his corners have been struggling. Do you leave Chris Johnson man-to-man for Ryan Fitzpatrick to take a shot at him inside the end zone? That's the question he's got to be asking himself.
Bills took over on their own 20 with about 3:41 to play. 3rd down and 10 right now. Got by Shaughnessy, chased by Seymour. Caught at the 7. Grabbed on the play by Nelson, who makes another catch on this drive. Picks up 9. He's had 4 catches on this drive.
Nelson's a big body down in this area of the field at 6'5", 215. Fitzpatrick had to come off this initial intended target, and then he just continued to work, did Nelson, getting open over the middle of the field, and that's where Fitzpatrick finds him. Big target, gets tackled, inbounds, but not inside the end zone.
How about this unknown David Nelson, 2 years out of Florida, undrafted. He was only a part-time starter for the Florida Gators. Had 4 catches last week against Kansas City. He has 9 receptions today for the Buffalo Bills. And so now it'll be 4th down and a yard.
And one key, if they put Nelson in the backfield, he's not going to run it, but he's going to block somewhere, some way, shape, or form. He's going to be a lead blocker for the true ball carrier. Watch him when they line him up in the backfield.
4th and 1, no timeouts, 18 seconds to play. Raiders have 5 defensive backs. Stevie Johnson has just again hobbled off the field for the Buffalo Bills.
We will review the prior play with instant replay.
Inside 2 minutes, they can call for the review from upstairs in the booth.
Making sure it's a catch and making sure that the spot is also correct. You can see him roll over to the right side of your screen. That's where Nelson comes open in front of McClain and the other defenders. Catch is good. Now they got to make sure that the spotting of the ball is also good.
I don't think he got as far as the 6 where the ball is spotted right now. More like the 7.
Absolutely.
Perhaps.
More like the 7. And right now it's spotted at the 6, so they may move this ball back by a yard.
Good tackle right there by Jerome Boyd.
Now did they have forward progress? And so they may have spotted it at the 6 because of the forward progress. We'll see.
This game has had more twists and turns after the Raiders built that halftime lead at 21-3 than the Buffalo Bills out of halftime scored 3 consecutive times, 21 unanswered points, to which then the Raiders answered. Then the Bills came back, then the Raiders, then the Bills, and the Raiders right now on top 35-31.
What is in the mind of Chan Gailey? Wonderful play caller. You can see Hugh Jackson asking his defense to be ready.
Bills a season ago 4-12, winning last week in Kansas City. The Oakland Raiders a season ago 8 up and 8 down. They won on Monday in Denver. And the ruling.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. 4th down, 1 yard to go.
Well, they need the 5. 4th and 1. Coming up next, most of you will see San Diego and the Patriots. Others, Houston, Miami, Cincinnati, Denver. Here we go, 4th and 1. Spiller is at the side of Fitzpatrick. Buffalo is back on top.
They cross up the coverage. If you're look at McClain and see he comes inside as McClain gives chase for his coverage. C.J. Spiller in the backfield. And so you get the middle linebacker to vacate that area of the field. Easy touchdown pass.
Lindell with another one. Buffalo is on top by 3. Nelson with his 10th reception. Fitzpatrick with the touchdown pass. And on that drive, the Buffalo Bills converted 2 4th downs to keep it alive. The 4th lead change in this 4th quarter in a thriller in Buffalo.
They're expecting man coverage. If you're the linebacker, this is your key, but then watch Nelson here, C.J. Spiller out there. And then see, they leave him wide open chasing their coverage, C.J. Spiller. And he's happy. C.J. Spiller knew he was the decoy. But they pull the middle linebacker out of the middle of the field because he's chasing C.J. Spiller. Nelson comes underneath wide open for an easy touchdown pass.
The Buffalo Bills have scored every second half possession. They've had it 5 times. They've scored 5 touchdowns in a comeback which saw them down at halftime 21-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 3 touchdowns, 264 yards, converting 4th downs and eventually finding David Nelson in the end zone on a 6-yard wide open touchdown pass. Oh my gosh.
Fitzpatrick.
Now you turn to the Raiders in 14 seconds to play. Oakland with a couple of timeouts. I guess you don't return the kickoff here to save time.
Absolutely. Especially when you have Sebastian Janikowski.
Leave it in, which they do. So 14 seconds, the catch by Rock Cartwright. They'll get it at the 20-yard line. Janikowski with his target line, and his long was just last week in the thin air of Denver against the Broncos, tying an NFL record from 63 yards away.
And with 14 seconds, that gives you a chance maybe for possibly 2 pass plays, only if you catch it and then get out of bounds. Remember, Denarius Moore, he's been the speed threat, beating Leotis McKelvin for big plays in the offense. Let's see if they try to isolate him and create a big play to set up Sebastian Janikowski.
Buffalo has 6 defensive backs. It is 1st and 10 for Jason Campbell. Campbell, Moore, hit by McKelvin. It's a 24-yard gain. The Raiders to their 44. They'll take a timeout, but only 6 seconds remaining.
Wow, Kevin, you would like to have a minimum of 7 seconds on the clock to create a nice pass play to set up Sebastian Janikowski, getting him to that target line of the Bills' 45-yard line. 6 seconds, that's way hairy. Even though the Raiders do have another timeout to burn, don't know if they have enough time on the clock to create a nice pass play to set up Sebastian Janikowski. They would have to gain about 11 yards on this play.
With the 1 timeout remaining. Campbell today, 23 of 31, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
With that said, the timeout allows you to even drop a play breaking over the middle of the field where you can call a timeout immediately. Don't necessarily have to throw it on the sideline and have them jump out of bounds. This could be it.
The Raiders lining up at their 44. The deepest Buffalo Bill defenders 25 yards off the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Great time. Out of bounds. 1 second remaining.
So that takes Sebastian Janikowski out of it. You're only open to a Hail Mary on this play.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Now the Bills have defenders back inside the 10. This is it. Campbell to the end zone. And someone caught it. But who did? Intercepted by Buffalo. Grabbed on the play by Denoris Searcy, a rookie. And the Bills have won a beauty in Buffalo. Their home opener. In a roller coaster game, Buffalo winning by 3.
And Campbell had the arm. They tell you to bat it down, but this rookie, yes, he catches it. And you're right, it appeared as though it could have even been a tie between he and other offensive players. Several Raiders at the bottom of that pile. We know one thing, that ball wasn't on the ground. And you're right, Kevin. The rookie makes the catch for the interception.
We had 4 fourth-quarter lead changes. The Bills came back from 18 down at halftime to score 5 consecutive touchdowns. What a great game. Coming up for most of you, the New England Patriots will host the San Diego Chargers. Solomon Wilcox, Kevin Harlan saying good afternoon from Buffalo, where the Bills have won a thriller and go to 2-0.